the local fixer. He invited me to dinner, and in general, I just spent a nice day chilling under a tree.
Sounds like a solid day.
I would argue yours
Let's
was
see
more
here.
interesting than mine. I got told bad stuff was happening.
What? You say
I
something?
said I would argue yours was more eventful than mine. I was
Oh.
told bad stuff was happening, and
Well,
I mean everybody found that out.
I
But
stole
you
the
found out.
spot. That's my chair, Alex.
What? Oh, wait. Where was I sitting?
I mean, by virtue of it being bad news, I'd say it's more exciting than
I don't remember where I
chilling
was
under a
supposed to be
tree and
anymore.
having
You were
dinner.
on the other side of Amanda.
Got my spell slot tracker.
You were in blue.
Oh. How do I change team? Get to button. Change. Whoops.
How dare you, Alex? How
How
dare.
Oh,
dare.
right. Okay. There we go. I defaulted to green because I still legitimately couldn't remember where I was sitting because I've been so caught up on like I want to be yellow for this table, and then it switched itself back for some reason.
I know. I don't know why.
So I honestly keep forgetting what color I'm supposed to be.
Let's see here. Here's what I have. We part ways with the officials. We part way with the officials. We the officialship, and we dock. Let's split up, gang. Me and Piranesi make our way up Main Street. Bank is very pretty. Someone attempts to come up on us, but I armor up and scare them away. The Grand Market does business well. 5 years since Piranesi has made his way this way. Magistrate Bergrum doesn't like Piranesi. We gave him a bribe of 150 gold. As you know, embargo.
Yes, the bribe to have access to giving the official bribe.
Yes.
That's called a
Very
pyramid
good.
scheme, everybody.
I went to the very disreputable, the good note, the less reputable, the good note. I found out the patriarchs are buying up raw material, from the ports. Basically they're offering like 1/8 of the fair price, so merchants are getting swindled, and that warships are being made.
Well, the
And
rumor is that warships are.
led by Black Grip. They might be used to combat some elven raiding ships. Maybe it's a possibility. That's about what I wrote down.
All right.
Merchants are getting cheated and ships.
And Amanda, you already have inspiration, but if you would like, you can provide a recap as well.
Thank you. Because I went to the Snooty Upscale bar,
Good
where
name.
for no particular reason I blended right in. And I chatted up the bartender and an heiress and an interesting fellow, captain, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
I am going entirely off the top of my head because, in spite of the last 15 minutes tearing my apartment apart, I cannot find my notebook.
Ooh,
So here we are.
that's always fun.
Anyway.
It was Captain Alden.
Alden. Okay. And the name of the bar?
Oh God. Let me
I believe
pull
it
up
was
my
Snooty Upscale
locations sheet.
All I have for your notes, because I was just listening briefly, was pulling their social weight, finding more to rumors about war, casual ossifix racism. That's all I had for passengers.
No, there was specific rumor about a pirate ship, the Stormbreaker something or other, based on the like Messiah thing that the ring does, and that my whole family kind of
Not a messiah.
is about. Yeah.
They're not that
I mean,
important.
You found out about the that reincarnating guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Skarnir.
Skarnir. There we go.
Skarnir, there we
Might
go.
have been his name.
Right.
We don't know.
Well, and it's a title, right? It's a title as
Mhm.
much as anything else.
Yeah. Think Dread Pirate Roberts.
Yes.
The person changes,
And-
the name doesn't.
And there are rumors going about that this pirate ship may have this the Skarnir on it, or is in some way touting itself as though it is acting on behalf of the Skarnir, and that has got people spooked because it has taken on a symbol at a time when the people who know don't know where the Skarnir actually is. So it's that is part of why the wherever it is that I can't remember is building warships and armoring up and keeping people out of its bay.
Very good.
Did I cover that? Is that roughly ish it?
Yep.
It's also been a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute. Yeah, very good.
Oh, and then we got back to the ship and talked to a bird.
Yes, you talk to a bird.
Bird.
I don't know what's going on with this bird, but it's giving me the
She's a
giving me
pain in
some
the
vibe.
ass. That's what.
He's a very snooty bird.
Yes.
But
Did I miss
yes.
anything?
Nope, that was a good recap. I would give you more inspiration if I could.
Just give me permanent inspiration.
I don't think that's a thing.
I could just re-roll whatever I want, right?
All right, so that's what happened when last we left you guys. The next morning, you wake up and find that the situation is much the same. Sailors across the dozens of other ships in the port are waking up similarly, walking around their decks, looking out over the bay. And what are y'all doing first thing in the morning?
Did I get a chance to futz around with the my puzzle box?
The plorb. Yeah, you putzed around with it for a while. You made a very good investigation roll, so you knew how to begin approaching.
Oh
the
yeah,
puzzle.
yeah. I figured that's what happened. I still don't know how to make it work or do the things, but I think I have an idea of what it's supposed to do to try to like open it.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Did we? What was the timetable on connecting with um Callum's people?
You mean Kimbrin?
Yeah, Kimbrin.
That's so normally that would have been today, but since he's away, I'm pushing that timetable so that way he gets to do character relevant stuff. So it's now about 3 days out.
Okay. So we've kind of got we know we have a few days before we can really progress anything.
Yeah.
As far as getting into the city.
Yeah. Like, Piranesi's bribe was told to be put on hold for a bit, as you guys might be able to do it without paying an exorbitant amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to wait for all the contacts to be shifted into place.
Okay. Maybe. I mean, there's bound to be some work to be done around town, but
yes.
maybe also not, because I mean, like, there's a overabundance of idle hands in town here in port.
So, are you up on deck, off deck, below deck?
Up on deck.
Okay. Roll me perception.
Or in the galley, I guess, if there's
Okay.
traditionally like breakfast served.
Well, if you're in the galley, there is breakfast, but if you're in the galley, never mind the perception check.
Yeah,
And yes,
I'd start
Stan.
the day there.
I'd be up on deck doing some stretching.
Got to get those stretches in.
Yeah.
I do the same thing I do every day. Crawl out of my hammock, head toward the galley, do the coffee thing. Whoever wants to sit with me, yeah, whoever feels like sitting with me. I don't talk to people until I've had at least one cup.
Just side note, it's usually not a great idea to crawl out of a hammock, but
I stumble and fall face first.
make you roll a
Crawling out
dexterity
of my
check every
hammock.
time you wake up in the morning.
Maybe.
I will
I do as a person. Just
when I see
as
passenger
Amanda.
approaching or getting their coffee, I will wave them over without saying anything. Because I have probably cleared myself a spot because I'm sitting there tinkering with shit and occasionally it sparks.
Yeah, you wouldn't even need to clear some space. People would just give it to you.
That is a 18 for that dexterity check, by the way.
You managed to get out of the hammock without stumbling.
Passenger doesn't need to sit with me. I'm just waving them over because they at least know the limits of the insanity that I am currently delving into. So
Yeah. I imagine that by this point there's just a pot set out for me. That's my vision, my fantasy. That we've been doing this long enough that Cook has just made an extra pot because they know I'm gonna grab it.
Oh yes, extra pot of coffee, heavy on the grounds.
Yep. And I
It's great coffee, you
I-
just need to drink between the grounds.
Yeah, that's honestly, if I have to chew it, it's best. I grab that. Eyes are like barely even open. I just am automatically going over, heading toward, yeah, heading toward the table with you. And I immediately set a cup in front of you and pour for you before I even do for myself. But I say nothing until I'm eating the grounds out the bottom of the cup.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Yeah.
All right, Alex, you said you were up on top deck?
Yeah, I'll be up on deck doing some stretching.
All right, I will have you roll that perception check.
Okay. Solid roll with bonuses equals 18.
18. As you're stretching, you notice a number of other ships in the bay. Some of the sailors are going to work, and they're beginning to hang some,
Laundry.
they're beginning to hang decorative flags and streamers from the masts, the riggings, and along the railings.
Decorative streamers. Well, I'm from the area. Is it a festival? That I'm forgetting?
Roll me intelligence check, see if you can remember what day it is.
Yikes. 8.
8. You can't quite remember what day it is. You've been on the ship for a few weeks now, and the days sort of just mesh together.
I mean, I'll just ask someone what day it is. I'll just ask a ship hand. We've been up. We've been around for a while. What day is it? I forgot.
He also rolls an 8.
we've got cabin fever. We're all going mad.
One moment. I always forget to grab my dice right at the start of this. Let's see if this deckhand remembers.
As he makes up all the numbers.
Guess what? The deckhand rolled an 8.
Fucking Christ.
Uh,
Another deckhand.
I never really keep track of that thing. I know the captain's got a calendar down below.
All
Or
right,
maybe
time to
Piranesi
go.
remembers. Seems like his thing.
Time to go find literally anybody that can roll a better intelligence check than me.
The next guy's smoking some Shire weed, and he's like, "Time is a construct, man."
Oh,
Time is
no.
like birds. It's fake, made up by the government.
See, I knew Leisha was a fake bird. All right.
You mean
I'm gonna
drones?
go. Yeah, I'm gonna go find a calendar.
All right, you head down below. You know there would be one that the ship keeps in the main study area where Elgavar usually works and where the captain and Piranesi do a lot of their bookkeeping.
All right. I'd like to go find that, or if I see one of those people first, I would just go, "Hey, remind me what day is it today?"
You go down there and you see the captain sitting in the study, making notes in a journal. He looks up as you approach and he's like, "What's up?"
It's an early morning and I'm a little fuzzy. What day is it today?
Oh. He stands up from his chair, goes over to a wall, pulls out a wooden box, lifts it up, and there's some folding papers in there, which they use for tracking the ship's calendar. And he's like, "Oh, well, would you look at that? The 12th of Cathar's Rise. That means... Oh, it's the 11th of Cathar's Rise. Pardon me. That was me, not the captain, making the mistake. The Founders Festival is tomorrow."
So, should we be hanging up some colorful banners? All the other ships are doing that.
Yeah, I suppose we probably could. I don't think we have too much in the way of decorative stuff, but may as well join in on the fun. Go approach Nalria with this. She's always been the one who likes doing the kind of thing.
You
And
say
with
I
that,
should approach Nalria? Sorry.
yeah, the captain
All
is
right.
passing the duty off to you.
Aye, Captain.
He nods you
Um,
and sits back down.
All right, I will go find Nalria.
All right. Nalria is in her usual location, down the ship's engine room. So she's not working. She's just sitting in a chair, eating some breakfast and drinking some coffee. She nods to you as you enter.
Good morning. The captain said you usually decorate the ship for the Founders Festival, and we should probably do that today while we're stuck here. As everybody else
Nalria
is
lights
decorating,
up.
we
It's
look.
like, "Oh, it's the Founders Festival? Oh, what
How
fun."
did everybody forget? This is insane.
It's not something we really need to pay attention to. Usually it happens when we're in the air.
Well, we're not, so let's make this ship look lovely for the Founders.
Indeed, indeed. I'll go get the supplies. They're down below.
Build up
Go get
arts and
some people
crafts.
around see if anybody else is interested in helping.
B team is on the job. I'll go find B team.
Incredible.
Well, by the sounds of it, the rest of the B team besides you is in the galley drinking their coffee and eating breakfast.
Hmm.
Come with me, you addicts. We gotta go decorate the ship.
I'm
The
not
ship doesn't
addicted.
have an
I
addict.
say
Mm.
I say tinkering and having not touched the coffee yet.
I didn't say a caffeine addict, did I? You
Touche.
workaholic.
I finished Sid's coffee.
Yoink.
Just slams it. It's basically espresso.
Oh god, with all those grounds in it. Ugh.
Yep. Yum.
About that time, you guys see Nalria coming up the stairs and walking through the hold with a big box on her shoulder. And she's got a skip in her step, and she seems to be in a very good mood.
I'll pour coffee for her.
Uh,
I usually bring her a cup.
one hand holding the big box on her shoulder, her other hand grabs the coffee, and she takes a swig.
Can I help you with that, Nalria?
Oh no, I wouldn't want you to hurt yourself.
Okay.
That said, meet me up on deck. We've got some fun to do.
I head up to deck.
Once once everybody other than me is clearly done with their cup, I'll like give them a quick um, swipe with a rag, throw them back in my case, and I'm bringing the coffee with me. The last cup, just the dregs at the bottom of the thing.
You need a
the-
spoon to eat the grounds.
Yep.
The cook looks like he's about to protest and then just waves it off and is like, eh.
I'll bring the pot back to him.
He nods.
Thanks, cook. Thanks, chef.
Up on deck, you see Nalria pry the top off the chest, and inside are a bunch of decorative flags, similar to the ones that Bjorn saw being hung upon the other ships. Decorative tassels and stuff like that. All right, who wants to go climbing?
My last climbing venture didn't go so well.
I'll climb if I'm harnessed in.
Oh, we're not in the air. The only thing that would happen is you'd fall into the water, unless you're right over the deck, in which case that might hurt a bit.
I'll do it. I'm good.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
usually Cameron's job.
Yeah.
He's to be sleeping in though.
Both Marston and Bjorn have had trouble in the past with climbing, if I recall correctly.
Yep.
With that,
Despite having a decent dexterity score.
Nalria hands off a couple flags to Elgavar. All right. This one, she holds up one of the flags. Take this up to the crow's nest and hang it up there. The other ones, you want to go to the other masts and hang them up there. Be very careful. I don't want these flags to rip. They've been in my family for a long time. Oh,
Right.
and don't fall.
I will start making that climb.
And as you're about to start climbing, Nalria begins handing off more decorations to the others. Okay.
Great.
These are a lot less risky, so just have fun with it. So
do we got?
Stan, passenger, she hands you a long spool of it looks like ship rope, but you see like gold threads like woven into the rope,
Mhm.
so it glitters in the sun and shows really brilliantly.
Yep. Great.
Bjorn, you get some of the tassels. She's like, find some places to stick these. And Marston, she hands you another spool of smaller corded rope and says, go up towards the figurehead and tie these around.
I tip my hat. Walk to the end.
All right, Elgavar. Roll me athletics.
That is the first nat 20 of the day.
Nice. You climb, no problem. You ascend the rigging, smooth. Like, you're definitely showing that you've been on a sailing ship before.
While I'm up there, what colors are the flags?
They are blue gold with some green threads at the end.
Okay.
For
All right.
tassels.
I 100% thought that you were doing like a nod to Pride, and that these were all going to be Pride flags.
The timing would work for that.
It's fine. It's fine that it's not.
While I am up there, Moose, and making sure that everything is securely attached, I'm going to head out to both ends of the Stutzel and attach my two image cubes.
Okay. I like it. Anything in particular you're going to be having them do?
They are going to generate fake fireworks because they can produce images. It's not actual fireworks. It's not actually going to set the ship on fire.
Yeah.
But it will look like fireworks coming out of both ends of the ship.
Nice.
That are specifically colors of the founders.
Nice.
And I'm not going to set them to go off, but I'm prepping them so that way when, it gets dark and whatnot, we can, when the festivities start and it gets dark, we'll have a nice little light display.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other flags that you have to hang on the other riggings, if you want, you can roll an athletics check for that as well, but I'm willing to let the nat 20 ride for it.
I will take that because I only have a +2.
The other flags, there is the next one is black, maroon, and white. And the last flag is gray, goldenrod, and I forget what the other color. Gray and goldenrod. Everybody down below, I want you guys to roll me. Let's do dexterity checks.
Hassle time. Damn it, that was almost really good. 11.
11.
It was almost a 17 on the dice.
9 for me.
9.
Did you say just the people below, right?
Yeah, so you two.
Oh, I thought I was up trying to attach to the figurehead.
Yeah.
was that
You're
below?
lower down than Elgavar.
Oh, okay.
My apologies.
Why? Not a saving throw, just a check.
Yep, just dexterity check.
Nope, that's right. This is the wrong character. Wow, this site is rolling slow. Are we still level 4?
We're level 3.
I
was gonna say, how'd you get to level
Or,
4?
sorry. I don't know why that's showed that.
I mean,
15.
unless I missed something last session.
Nope.
Unless I
know I
missed
love-
something last session.
Doug, I would love to be level 4.
Yeah, 15. But
All right, 15. Nice. You don't fall in the water. Alex, your castles are hung with care. Uh, they are everywhere they should be and not where they shouldn't. It is a very passable job. Passenger, the rope Nalria comes over and starts to help you out a little ways in, redoing some of the work you did previously as she smiles and nods before going on her way again. Okay. And after about 15 minutes, you guys have the modest decorations hung, and Naria is standing at the wheel looking around with a smile on her face.
I am going to let the captain know that there will be the image of fireworks. I'm not letting anybody else know, though.
Okay.
Just so that way the person in charge knows what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, he's not going to be surprised by what appear to be explosions on his ship.
Exactly.
The captain looks at you with a sly grin and is like, "That's very crafty. Naria will love it."
Just, I did not want to alarm you when you see explosions on, near, around your vessel.
That is very much appreciated, Sidwell. Okay. Now, for everybody, the rest of the crew has begun stirring. They've got their breakfast and coffee in them. Some have come up top to see what all the commotion's about as people are apparently working for some reason on this ship right now. Some begin to cheer and sing a few songs as they realize what day it is going to be. Anything else you guys want to take care of today in town?
Go
I'll
look at a
see if-
job board. Sorry.
Ben?
I was gonna see if anybody needed like protection work or something that. Yeah, a job
Okay.
board. If there's anything that's short and sweet and to the point and in town and.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else going to be checking out job boards?
I'll check in with my contact from the night before, see if there's any work around town he needs done in the next few days. So I'll basically do what I did yesterday, and after my token decoration hanging, I'll kind of just sneak off the ship quietly.
I'm actually going to stick around the ship and help Nalria with any further preparations that she wants to make to
All right.
make the day super special. I'll check in with the
Marston.
captain to see if there's anything he wants.
Nice. So, Marston, real quick, how are you sneaking off the ship?
Well, I mean, I more meant that I'm just walking. Like, I'm assuming the gangplank's down. Like, we don't have it pulled up, do we?
You guys are out in the middle of the water. Moored.
Oh, okay.
Not at dock.
I
All
did not
the
realize
dock
that.
slots are filled.
Well, I'll just join the market board crew then, and
All right.
then like, I'm assuming they're taking a dinghy or
Yeah.
however the ship is handling
Yeah.
people going ashore.
A dinghy transports people back and forth.
Okay. yeah, I will just
You
go
said
with
D.
them. I'll go
Nice.
with them and like not really being like, yeah, let me come too, but I'll be like, can I hitch a ride with you?
Okay.
Always space for you, Marston.
Much appreciated.
Okay. Passenger. You were checking in with Nalria and the captain to see if there was any other work that could be done.
Yep.
Nalria chews on her lip for a bit and was like, I think the captain had a task that needed doing, but I'm not entirely certain it's one you'd want to be doing.
All right.
That said, if you were to, I'm sure he would be very appreciative.
I'll check in with him. Do you know what? Do you know the nature of it?
It involves tight spaces.
Oh well, I'm out. Nice chatting with you.
A pleasure.
No, I will go and chat with the captain and see what's up. Yeah.
The captain is still in the study. He's finished up with his captain's journal for the morning. Nods as you approach and ask what can be done. And well, we need to clean out the crawl space down below. And normally we would ask one of the small folk, such as that Bjorn fellow. But he has gone ashore right now for reasons, I suppose. You look like you could probably fit down there as well without too much trouble. So if you're interested, the job's yours.
What do you mean by clean out exactly?
Well, after the storm last week, the hatch for it broke open and a bunch of water got in. We've received a couple complaints from people down that way saying it's starting to smell a little moldy.
All right. All right. Let's see what I can do.
So we're thinking some water got in and it's just been sort of sitting there.
Yeah. So what do you want? Like should I have a bucket?
Yes,
Do you have some bleach?
got some buckets for you. Go down, fill the bucket up best you can. Anything that might have taken up some of the water, pull it out, get it up on deck so it can dry.
All right. Anything else I should know?
There might be a rat or two down there. I don't know.
All right.
I don't go down there myself much.
Great. I'll start heading that way.
He nods and raises a cup of coffee to you.
I imagine at this point I've got literally just the very last of it, and I'll like give him I'll clink coffee cups with him and just tip it up like I'm taking a shot, and it's just chomp 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 as I'm heading out.
Slides out like sludge.
Mm-hmm.
Captain grimaces a bit at that.
Don't even notice. I'm on my way out the door.
Yeah, you make your way down, heading the same direction you did when you were helping Sid take all his stuff down there for his workshop. And as soon as you get down there, you do notice there's a that slight fetid smell of something gone moldy.
Yeah.
You make your way to the end of the hold where the hatch leading down below is. You open it up and the smell gets worse.
Great.
And sure enough, do you have dark vision or a light source?
No, I have my fancy eyeballs. I've got dark vision.
Nice. Yeah, looking down into the hatch, you see there's a few inches of standing water.
Oh.
And roll me perception check.
Actually, hold on. Do I not have dark? I thought I had dark vision.
With your senses. What race are you?
Kalishtar. Racial trait. Don't mind me. Oh, I don't have dark vision.
It does not appear. Oh,
I could have sworn I did. All right. Nope, I don't have that.
okay. What are you using for a light source then?
That's a
few.
that's a great question.
There's a few lanterns just hanging on the posts and the walls that you could
Great.
probably take if you felt so inclined.
All right, I will do that.
All right. Lighting it up, you see the light shimmering off the water, and roll me a perception check.
All right. Is that an 8? It is. Perception. That is a 10 total.
And total, you notice some faint ripples in the water after you open the hatch.
All right, let me double check something here. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot by way of inventory to really deal with this. I kind of imagine that there's like in grabbing a bucket, I may have also grabbed a milk. I will just use the back or the handle of that to poke around in the water. Just trying to see what's under the water. If there maybe is a tarp or anything like that under there, and just try to feel out. Feel out what's going on.
There is down in the water, like it's pretty shallow.
Yeah.
There's just nothing much hiding under the water. When you actually like poke your head down, you can see there's a few coils of rope down there. What looks to be like a spare sail.
Mm.
None of the big stuff, but just stuff they needed to get out of the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll prop the door open with something and start trying to pull bits out, haul it up to the top of the deck because 50 feet of rope is already actually pretty heavy. If waterlogged, ugh. A passenger is not strong by any stretch of the imagination. So
not many of you guys are.
Hi.
Why I said not many.
So they're going
I
to start
think I'm the
dragging
only one
stuff
that has
out.
a positive strength score.
True.
Most
So
likely.
yeah, passenger, roll me an athletics check.
Oh, spectacular. All right, that is 15.
15. You managed to get
That was a
the
good roll.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You get the rope drug over towards the hatch. You get your shoulder into it, get it over, and it's heavy, but you got a good base for it, and you start making your way up. You do note that the sort of pre-stagnant water is seeping into your clothes a bit. The smell is on you now.
Yeah, I'll deal with it later.
People give you a wide berth as you make your way through the holds, dripping the water along the way.
Great.
And you get up on deck, and the warm, fresh air feels wonderful.
Yeah, I'll start uncoiling the rope and just lay it out as well as I can to give it as much time as I can to dry out.
Nice.
And then I head back down to do the same thing with everything else.
Then going to cut over to the job board guys. Dinghy gets over to the docks. You see the port town is similarly getting into the mood of decorating for the festival tomorrow. Vendors are tidying up the store, hanging their own decorations. Townsfolk are lining the streets with decorative baubles. Seems most of the sailors that had been crowding and congesting the streets are staying on their ship for the time being. So the streets are less crowded than they were before. And there is a job board a short ways near one of the main roads that you're able to find. And Marston, you're able to separate and go your way easy enough.
You have a specific time I should rendezvous back with you in the evening, or you sort of playing it by ear?
You talking to the guys or the dinghy guy?
Yeah, the other two.
Okay.
I mean,
I figure we meet back at the dinghy just at sunfall.
Works for me. I'm not sure exactly
at panel passage.
what sort of business I'll be getting up to, so if you don't see me, I'll just find my own way.
Yeah, I mean, whatever job we can find, I don't know how long that might take or if there'll be any available, so we might just have to find our own ways back. But I wouldn't stay out too late.
Sounds good. I mean, we might be staying out later intentionally, considering there's a festival about. I imagine it's prime carousing time.
Just might be.
Right.
Tip my hat and walk away.
Where do you suppose he goes?
He does some shady business.
That's less exciting than I thought.
That's very exciting.
All right. At the job board, you notice a few other sailors and dockhands, a couple townsfolk, and the occasional out-of-towner just wandering through, looking at the job board. Looks like there have been a number of nails and tacks pushed into the board, stray bits of paper for jobs that have already been taken. But you do see a few for job postings that are still there.
Well, what do we got available here?
Anything that I could use for more field testing?
Let's field testing. What kind of field testing are you thinking?
See how much my armor can stand up to, you know.
All right. You see one job off to the side that some people have poked at but haven't taken. It says, "Strong arms needed. Aurochs handler."
What is an Auruk?
It's like a
Turbo
fantasy
Mountain Goats.
oxen. Like a mountain goat mixed with an ox.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna look down at it. And I will yoink that. Hey, you want to see if we can get trampled?
Ugh. That wasn't on my to-do list today. But if there's nothing better. What kind of other things are there?
Roll me an investigation check and tell me some of the things you're kind of looking for.
Oh boy. Someone that's good with their hands. Investigation. 15.
15 for
Well,
something.
and sorry, not to interrupt. I don't come off as much of a tinker, but as a rock gnome, I am a little bit of a natural tinker. So, and I know that Elgavar's a tinker. So, like, yeah, like good with your hands, fingers, like tinkery type things. Like maybe we could both do something like that and enjoy that rather than being trampled.
If you see something, I can easily like just come up with something and reattach it to the board.
Alex, roll me an athletics check.
Oh boy. Oh, 11.
11. You see a job posting off to the side, saying help wanted, repair shop need hands. But as you're reaching for it, another sailor beats you to it and takes it.
Sir, that was mine. I called dibs.
He looks over, looks around, then looks down. Oh.
I did call dibs. It's
Last
international
I
rule of
checked,
dibs.
it's in my hands, though.
Yeah, I'm just short, okay? You're being heightist, okay? That was mine.
Now, see, it would be heightist if this job posting wasn't pretty close to you. You wouldn't have needed to reach for this. I was just faster.
I'm going to come up behind the guy and just put one armored glove that occasionally sparks on his shoulder and go, do we really need to fight about this? It's a simple job, and honestly,
But-
short folk are better at tinkering.
Sid, please, we don't need more blood on our hands, please. No. Please.
I'm not hurting anybody.
Trying to put on a performance here. Please, no.
In that case, uh,
the last guy that I can't deal with that again.
roll me a performance check then.
That's a nat 20 with a +6. That's 26.
Slow violin music starts playing in the background as your eyes go distant.
Just stare off into the distance as I put my hand on the sailor's arm and I'm like, please, not again. We can't do this again.
He was
look at
just
Sid,
a
like,
boy.
Don't hurt him. Don't hurt him. God damn it. That's
All right, Stan, make me a persuasion check at advantage.
Persuasion at advantage. Okay.
Oh Lord.
That is my second nat 20 for today.
God
Oh my
fucking damn
God.
it.
This guy.
Is that like 3 nat 20s just in this interaction?
Not
No,
in
the
this
first one was
interaction,
for
but in this
climbing.
session.
Oh, the first one was climbing.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah.
2 have been.
Two, just to convince this sailor to take a different job. You see the sailor look between Bjorn and Sid. He looks like he's questioning his life choices a bit at this point. Finally, it's just like it's just a job, man. Just take it.
As I take the job, I'm going to take the one that I took and just slide it into his hand, and then I'll hand the job back down to my friend.
the sailor looks at him. He's like, I don't want to get trampled by an oryx.
You are an oryx. Get out of here. Shoo.
Rude.
I'm just
All right,
gonna
what's this?
I'm gonna lean down and go, when did I kill somebody?
Shh. Let's just focus on this job.
Because I'm a little thick. I only have like a 10. That's, you know,
How
I'm a
many
little thick.
C's?
Low key, I was really hoping that we would do poorly and then I would get to
A
pickpocket
1C,
this
1K
guy.
thick.
Gotcha.
I was. Oh man, that was so good.
Hate to tell you, you did the exact opposite of doing poorly.
I was hoping I was gonna pickpocket this guy and he wasn't gonna notice that he didn't have his paper until he got like halfway there.
Like, God, yeah, that's just the best you could have done. Like, definitively. Like, it wasn't a difficult check,
But two
and you
nat
guys
20s.
and you guys decided to double nat it.
I decided nothing, okay?
Hey,
That was amazing.
sometimes you feel like a nut.
Oh lord.
All right.
So
That's
let's go
funny.
take a look at this tinkerer job then, I guess.
The location posted on the flyer takes you to a building off of the little pseudo islands that make up the main front portion of the port. And this is closer up in the foothills towards the mountainside. It takes you to the edge of the city proper, and while you guys are traveling, I'm going to cut to Marston. You get to your contact location just fine. The crowds are thinner first thing in the morning right now. Mostly it's people that actually live in town and going about to get into their jobs.
Makes sense. I mean, I imagine a lot of people are just staying on their ships.
Yeah.
For
Like,
the most
later
part.
in the day, you get people coming ashore to, carouse, drink, and eat. But early in the morning, unless you're specifically trying to find work, there's not much to do.
All right. Well, if that was a dead end, and he doesn't need any extra help.
Oh, no. Never said that.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood what you meant then.
Just saying, you had an easy time getting there because it's mostly just people that need to be there.
Okay.
But, so you're going to the warehouse contact or the,
Yes.
house that they sent you to? Or,
I mean, I'm looking for business, so I wouldn't.
Okay.
I wouldn't visit his home. I'd go to his where I originally met up with him.
Okay. Yeah. You get to the warehouse, and you see your contact speaking with a couple of other workers. He notices you enter and gives you a nod.
I nod back and kind of just step off to the side since he's in the middle of a conversation.
He shows the hands a couple of notes made on a clipboard and then directs them to various parts of the warehouse before turning and walking over to you. Morning. How are you now?
Doing well. Was able to figure something out with my crew and associates. Think it'll work out in the long run, but it'll be a few days before we can pursue the lead, so to speak. I just thought while I was here, I'd offer my assistance if there was anything around town in the immediate area that you think my particular set of skills would be useful for.
You see his eyes narrow as he's thinking about something, and then he's like, actually, as it happens, I do have a job I could use your help with.
I'll be happy to oblige. I figure I pay it forward a little bit from the information you provided in the previous evening.
He gestures for you to follow him, and he walks over towards a corner office. He opens the door and walks in. Close the door behind you.
I do so.
He takes a seat and gestures, offering you the same courtesy of taking a chair. Now, I assume you know what tomorrow is.
Was it Founders Festival?
Yep, the
Yeah.
Founders Festival.
Yeah, I do now. I've helped set up a little bit of a festive decorations on the ship this morning.
Well, this is, technically speaking, within the purview of your certain set of skills, but it's a bit outside of what you're probably a little used to. So, every year, my wife likes to throw a nice get-together on the Founders Festival. But this year, with the embargo going on, we haven't been able to get any of the supplies that my wife needs for setting up the party. So, what I want you to do, head into the rich part of town, meet up with Contact, collect these supplies from a warehouse that are specifically kept for going into the Grand Market, and I want you to bring them here.
Sounds good. I assume this is not competing forces, but general riffraff for the ownership of the warehouse.
Oh, the ownership of the warehouse is the magistrates. They really want those supplies. That's why they're bogarting them all to themselves. Come tomorrow, the supplies will be moved into the market. Then we'll miss our chance. But if we do it today, we can take it right out from under their nose.
Is this something? I assume you only need a small portion of the supplies.
Oh yeah, it's just my wife's party. It doesn't need to be everything.
All right. I was going to say I might struggle to abscond with a full cart, so to speak.
Oh yeah.
But I definitely believe I could facilitate this exchange of goods.
I would
even though it
be
is one way.
I would be obliged.
What can you tell me about the establishment, other than location? Anything I need to know?
He stands up from his chair, goes over to a desk, and grabs a small map, rolls it out, and it's a map of the city. He points to a spot pretty close to the main entrance to the Grand Market. It's off a couple of side streets. This is the warehouse. It is controlled by the main trade organization of the Grand Market, directly under the control of the magistrates. There will be a few guards. You'll have to get past them, one way or another. Get a nice spread of supplies, whether into a bag that you'll probably want at least some kind of card, because my wife likes to throw a nice party. I will leave the why, how, and what up to you. Now, if you get caught, you're just some random riffraff. I don't know you. You make it back, I'll make it worth your while.
Understood. Uh, do you? I kind of look at the map. Um, uh, to make this smooth as possible, I kind of look around for maybe a nearby side alley or just kind of somewhere out of the way, not on the main thoroughfares. Uh, and I say, typically when doing a job like this, throwing in a little bit of an element of look one way and go another sometimes can be beneficial. Uh, I could definitely handle the procurement, but I believe if we put the transportation into hands of a waiting party, I could even potentially lead anyone that might have grown suspicious in a different direction. Uh, if you could have someone waiting here with the cart, I can get the goods to this location, and uh, then we both go in separate directions.
He waves his hand, uh, showing he thinks it's a fair idea. That's definitely doable. That said, more people I put on the job, the less the cut will be.
I understand. I just figure I like to keep things as controlled as possible, but also, it's good to plan for contingencies. I'm fine
Of
with
course.
if you have your own worker or contact that you can get as the second courier position. Uh, I'm fine with that. Cuts the risk down for all involved.
Of course. I'll have somebody in place. What time are you thinking?
You said they'd be moved tonight?
If it's not done before tomorrow, the supplies will be moved into the Grand Market.
All right. Well, uh, I imagine that things get lively in the afternoon around here. So I think the easiest time to make sure things are occupied and attentions are elsewhere, maybe whenever peak traffic is.
Peak
Uh,
traffic? Normally that'd be quitting time, but with all these sailors in port, it's gonna be dinner time.
that's perfect. Might even coincide with some rotation of the guard. I imagine maybe just slip in before that, where the current watch is most likely going to be hungry and thinking about their stomachs.
Hmm. Yes, I imagine the guards would probably be a little lax. I mean, after all, who would break into one of the magistrate warehouses?
Who indeed?
Now, is there anything else you would need from me?
Well, it sounds like we worked out the one hitching point detail with the cart and the contact I'd be delivering to, so I think I can take it from here.
Sounds like a plan. They'll be ready whenever you are to move.
All right. Set up a time based on what we just discussed, so that the guy will definitely have time to get into position and be ready and waiting.
Marvelous.
Um, and yeah, set out to the area, maybe scout it out a bit.
All right. As you're heading that way, I'm going to cut back to passenger.
All right.
Okay. Back on the ship. You've
Pulling up.
gotten all of the spare supplies that were stored down below out of the hold, and you've begun to collect your buckets.
Yep.
Uh,
Scraping along.
This will be a bit less tedious. You don't need to go all the way up to dunk the buckets. You can use one of the portholes along the side, a bit higher up the ship than you are, but you don't need to go up to the top deck.
Okay.
But it's about this point. Let's see. Two of the other sailors, a man and a woman that you recognize as two that you'd sat with early on in the voyage,
Oh, yeah.
have made their way downstairs and offer to help you move buckets.
Oh. Hey, yeah. Oh, that's okay. Sure.
The guy says, "Oh yeah, figured it'd be easier. You scoop the buckets from down there. I collect the buckets and then pass it off to her. She dumps the buckets, bring me the empty bucket, pass it back to you."
All right. Sure.
Many hands make light work.
True. I set to as prescribed.
All right. You guys working together, you're able to clear out the water much faster than if it had just been you going back and forth.
Yeah.
But it still takes you a fair while. Roll me acrobatics.
Ooh, okay. That is 15. 14
15.
plus 1 is 15.
All right. As you're scooping some of the water, about halfway through, something scurries past your foot and almost knocks you off balance, but you manage to keep from falling into the water.
Ugh. Okay. Do I happen to see what it is?
You look back and you see the beady eyes of a rat the size of a small dog.
Oh, hey, cutie.
Just looking back at you.
Okay. I will pull out a ration, break a part of it off, and try to. Or no, I'll break part of it off, toss it close to our rat friend, and see what happens. See how it responds.
It keeps its eyes locked on you for a few moments more, then it scurries forward, grabs the food, and runs off to the end of the hold.
All right. Do I see where it goes?
You
Like, does
see,
it have a nest? Does it have a hole that it slides through? What am I looking at here?
you see it squeeze through a small gap in some of the wood. Likely a small space between the edge of the hold and the bulkhead.
All right. Do I happen to know the layout of the ship well enough to guess where it just went into?
Likely a similar kind of crawl space that Nalria was working when she was doing repairs during the storm.
Mhm. Does it look like this crack is something that mending might fix?
No. It's just a gap as the wood begins to warp a little bit.
Okay. And I couldn't fix the warping of the wood.
No.
Hmm. All right. I'm going to finish scooping this bucket of water as well as I can, head back and ask the gentleman who is waiting for the bucket if on his way up or on his partner's way up, they could let the captain know that it's going to be a more intensive process to fix this.
Oh, what else needs doing?
I'll tell him all about the rat.
Oh god, rats.
Hmm. I normally don't mind them, but if they're into our food, that's no good. We're gonna end
I'm
up.
sure Cookie will appreciate you taking care of it.
Mm-hmm. So when we're done here, I'm gonna drop down to the next level and see if I can find where they're holing up, where their nest is at. 'Cause
Alright.
where there's one, there's usually a whole bunch more.
Have fun stomping.
I continue until the job is done. I will do whatever I can or whatever I need to do uh, to try to air this space out before I move on.
You do the best you can, but normally if something like this was going on, the hatch below would open up as the ship was flying to air it out.
Yeah.
But given that you guys are currently stuck in the water without taking off, there's only so much you can do.
Uh,
Uh,
well,
the woman
I'll
suggests taking a series of blankets, let them get damp, and then air them out.
yeah.
Not the best idea, but it'll get us through until we can actually take off. Keep the wood down there from rotting as best we can.
If only we had a fan. I'm gonna think about that for a while. But also ask them to set about plugging up that hole while I head down to the see if I can't find the rat nest. Just
All
so that
right.
if I have to flush them out, they don't just come right back up here.
Let's see. They set about getting the replacement planks. You trace where you saw the rat going, and you figure on the next level it would place the rat nest right around Sidwell's workshop.
Oh, that's no good. All right. Yeah, I'll start looking through the inventory down there, making sure that they haven't chewed on anything critical.
Roll me investigation.
All right. I'm using my inspiration. All right, that is 19.
19. You poke through and you find a loose board behind some of the supplies, about kitty corner to where Algvar had set up. And moving the board, you see rats.
Do please describe at length.
There is a rat nest composed of rope scraps that the rats had chewed into, bits of food, some tattered supplies, splintered wood. And the rat that you had given food to looks up at you. And let's see. Oh. You see 12 rats. And
All right.
7 of
same size?
them. Some of them are younger. 2 of them are big, including the one you saw. Some are smaller, and then some are very small. The small ones bolt.
Yeah. Are we talking like Chihuahua sized?
The biggest one is Chihuahua sized.
Okay. Well. All right. So the smallest one's bolts. I'm just so not a combat caster.
We'll get there. Don't worry.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Um. Or whoops. Oh darn. I don't have a whole lot going on. I
Gonna
suppose
mind sliver the rats.
I was just gonna say I suppose I can mind sliver. Is that literally my only damage spell? It is. Wow. I don't know if I want to stir up this nest of rats by myself right now.
Well, I
I
mean,
know
you already
where the
kind of
nest.
stirred them up.
Well, yeah, but
When Chihuahuas attack.
yeah, right now they are not actively attacking me to defend their home. I can just move a crate back in front of this and know that very likely they are going to stay put, or at least they'll come back here after things settle down and they feel more secure.
Hmm.
And I can drop some alchemist fire on them,
In the ship?
and or in some other way remove them.
All right.
So that's my plan. If there's a way that I can animal handling perhaps to make myself seem like not a threat, I will do that.
The trick is
Passenger
you
the Rat
keep
Queen.
feeding them.
What?
The trick is you keep feeding them.
Great. I tossed the rest of that ration, not like at them, right? I will break it into like 3 pieces and put it just inside of this space, and then start moving the crate back as soon as I see them like starting to eat it.
All right. You move the crate back. You telling anybody else about the rat nest?
Oh yeah. Am I feeling confident that they're gonna stay put?
Roll me nature.
Nature, not animal handling.
Correct. You're trying to gauge how rats will react as opposed to trying to handle rats.
$16.
16. You get the feeling that with a nest this size, they'll probably try to keep it in the same place. Whereas if it was smaller, they would probably just move it.
Yeah, so I go and I tell the captain what's up, and I'm asking for either some backup or some like what the best course of action is for getting these guys out.
Hmm.
And
Good
making sure they don't
old-fashioned
come.
rat stumping.
You know, you say that. I am not great at stomping.
Let's see.
And there are like 12 of them.
He holds up a finger, gestures for you to follow him up on top deck. Once up there, he rings a bell a couple times. A bunch of sailors that had stayed on board collect up top. And the captain announces, "All right, we found a rat nest. Tell you what, in the spirit of the fact that there's a festival tomorrow, we'll hold a little contest. Whoever stomps the most rats gets a bonus."
Spectacular. I go back to my room and I go to sleep.
It's not that late in the day.
Solved.
Now, how many rats did you say there were?
Counted 12 on the first sweep. There might be more, but a couple of them are about I don't know. I would gesture roughly the size of the biggest ones.
All
But there
right.
are a bunch of small ones too.
There will be 2 prizes. The first, whoever stomps the most, get a bonus. Second, whoever kills the big rat, the biggest one, will get a prize. Any questions? The crew sort of perk up at the mention of a prize, and it's like, oh, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
You see the cook on deck. He's just got a chef's knife in hand. He's like, yeah, let's do this.
Spectacular.
Nalria.
Stephen,
Yes.
Yeah. Stephen, Amanda, don't feel super comfortable with going through the process of rat stomping.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't make... It'll be a me rolling and be off to the side if you don't want to take part.
Yeah.
That's perfectly all right.
I know that's the thing that we have set aside for me, but...
That's okay. If you would like, would you like to do anything else in the meantime?
Oh no, I am great. I will. Passenger will participate in the in whatever capacity needs to be the thing. I will roll some dice and be happy with that.
All right. Anybody, like, there's a few other sailors that aren't as interested. The captain directs them to just keep an eye out at the stairs to make sure the rats don't try to take any of the main routes.
Yeah, I am down for corralling and being.
You don't need to be a rat
on that
stomper.
kind of
You can keep them under control while other sailors are taking care of the pestilence.
Amazing.
All right. We will cut back to Algavar and Bjorn. You guys make your way across town and get to the sort of workshop that the flyer was for. Inside there is a old dwarf who looks up as you approach. What do you want? If you need something fixed, go away. I got too much stuff on my plate as is.
I hold up the flyer.
Ah! Well, why didn't you say so sooner? Get in it.
As we just walked in.
I don't want to hear any excuses, boy.
Well, there's excuses and explanations, but that's okay.
Hey, what did I just say about excuses?
What do you need done? You're wasting time here, old timer.
I'm wasting time. You're the one making excuses.
Explanations.
Get in it! Or I'll fire you. Now, if you had gotten here sooner, I would have been able to explain that I got all this work piled up because of all these sailors in town expecting stuff to get done. But I'm just one old dwarf. So, I need you two to get working on these guys here. He points to a couple of carts with some broken wheels. And see, there is also how competent would you guys say you are at fixing things?
I'm just gonna
Hey.
nod.
Yeah, he's the best. He's great.
Okay. Follow me. You, small guy, you work on that cart. You, not small guy, come with me.
I follow him silently.
He takes you to a back room. All right. You look like you know how to fix stuff. Am I mistaken in thinking that?
No, sir.
Okay, good. Now, this right here. Somebody asked me to fix it about a month ago. I have no idea what I'm doing with it. He shows you a box. It's a metal box.
Okay. Investigate. Straight intelligence. I don't know what I mean. That's a metal box, but
Roll me an investigation check.
I'm gonna use my inspiration. That's a 15.
15. As you're investigating it, the old dwarf steps back out into the workshop proper. Oi, gnome! What are you doing out here? I said get in here.
You told me to. Oh,
No excuses.
All right, I'll follow him.
Why are you standing out here when your friend's over here working on this thing? Get in there.
Okay, what do you need? What do we?
Elgavar, with your investigation, you have no idea what this thing does. But you know how to get into it.
All right. I'm going to open it up and figure out what it is.
You open it up and you see just a cluster of gears, sprockets, springs, and rods. Some are moving, some aren't.
Okay. I will follow the trail of gears and rods to figure out where the power source is.
The old dwarf is standing over your shoulder. Wow. You've been here for 5 minutes and you've already done more than I have in a month. I knew I was right to hire you. He smacks you on the shoulder.
We found the job on the board.
Yeah, that I posted. Now, no more excuses. Get to work. He steps outside. Elgavar, you're following the trail of things that aren't moving down to the things that are moving. And eventually, you find some wires. For some reason, the wires are also moving. But eventually,
Okay.
you come to the power source.
Okay.
It's a small little glowing orb.
Okay. So, Arcana to figure out what this orb is, or is it
Roll me an Arcana.
16?
16. You have never seen something like this before.
Okay.
Wait,
It's definitely magical.
Am I in the room now?
Yes, you are in the room now.
Okay. Well, can I assist then?
You can roll your own.
Okay.
Well, are you
it's a
trained in
nat
art?
20!
Oh my god.
For a 21!
For a 21.
That's magic.
Nice.
That's the second nat 20 in a row.
Careful.
The fuck is happening over here?
Get it.
You're looking at this thing, and you definitely can tell it's magic, but as you're staring at it, you feel as though nice dice cam.
I had to.
It's God, I'm trying to think of how to explain it.
He was like, they'll never figure this shit out.
Like oh man, between the two of you, it is a containment device, and inside is a diminutive air spirit or air elemental.
Okay. So an air elemental is powering this thing.
Yeah. Still have no
Alright.
idea what it does.
No idea what it does, but I'm going to, well, now that I know where the power source is coming from, and the power source is working, yes?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to start following the traces of power to first thing, to second thing, to third thing, and trying to figure out where the connection is broken then.
All right. You follow that along, back up the trail, and you get to the spot where stuff goes from working to not working.
Okay. Is it a loose gear? Is it something doesn't aligned? Is it clicking and not moving smoothly?
There are two gears that appear to be jammed together, and there is a rod stuck in them, sort of jammed up in the teeth,
Okay.
which led to a sprocket breaking and everything else down the line just
All right.
rough.
So, uh, I'm going to pull the piece out that is, that is stuck. I'm going to figure out, what we need to get it working again. And then I can go about replicating something.
All right. The gears are going to be easy enough. Roll me a straight d20.
Straight D20. Let's go back to the table here. That was not good. That was a 2.
Ooh. There's a component in there that you're not entirely sure what it is, or even how or why it would function as anything. Bjorn,
Yes.
gonna have you roll me a straight d20.
All right, here we go. 3 for 3, baby. Oh
Don't
my
say
god.
that. Don't
Okay,
say
it's
that.
an 8. It's an 18 on the dice.
Okay. Oh Jesus! I heard 8 and I was like, "Oh fuck, we're screwed."
Sorry, what was the roll again, or was it just a
A
straight?
straight
Okay,
dice
yeah.
roll.
Okay, yeah, 18.
18. As you're looking at this thing, the at the containment device, you get the feeling that the elemental is looking out at you.
Do I can I even communicate with an air elemental? Hey. Uh how are you doing in there? I
Uh,
don't know.
you see what looked to be like a pair of eyes show up in like the little window that was just showing like a faint blue light. They squint at you.
Um is it probably just like trapped in there? Like is it Well, I mean, obviously it's trapped in there. Like,
If we
elementals probably
could,
don't. Sorry, go
like,
ahead.
elementals probably don't like being trapped. If we can
Mm.
figure out how much power is needed to supplement, so that way it knows so that way we can measure how much output the air elemental is giving, we can probably remove the air elemental, free it, and slot
A
a
substitute.
substitute something
Yeah.
of equivalent value into place.
Yes, we will. We will have that conversation in character. Yeah, because I couldn't figure out how to express that. Yeah.
I'm so sad I'm not with for this one. I literally have primordial.
Oh,
It's
yeah, that
great.
would do
No,
it.
no, serves me right. Splitting the party.
And everybody got the wrong jobs in the wrong places. I got the mechanical thing, and she got the rat thing.
Hey, you
Uh-huh.
could have been handling Oryx.
Yeah,
This
all
is way
good.
better.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was what your destiny held. Some light trampling, but you were all like, "No, I'm gonna scare the bejesus out of this stranger."
Gosh.
Um, okay, so now your goal is to find out how much power the elemental's putting out.
Yeah. So that way we can, because I figure the box was sealed. The only thing that could interact inside the box is the elemental, which means that the elemental broke it. Which means the elemental will break it again if we fix it.
How do you want to go about measuring this?
I want to hook up my I want to hook the elemental up to a lantern,
Up
you
to a
know,
lantern. Okay.
and see how much power it generates, and then I know how much power a lantern generates, and then I can determine that way.
Okay. Uh, you roll me a. Let's see. How do I want to do this? Because this isn't like Star Wars where there's just a mechanics check.
I was gonna say there just needs to be a mechanics stat.
It's
Stan, roll me intelligence. Roll me like you're using a toolkit. So like intelligence with proficiency.
Intelligence plus proficiency. So
You could say Tinker's tools.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tinker's tools.
So
So
Always easy
you're
to
a
forget
tool
tools.
check with proficiency.
okay. So we'll just go with so yeah, that's just a +4 then. I'll just use Arcana because that's the button that's easiest. That's a 15.
15. You managed to jury rig, hooking the wires from the contraption up to an electric lantern. It doesn't light up. The elemental is looking out at you guys.
Do you know how to talk to elementals?
That I do not. Um. Hmm.
Let's see here. I'm thinking here. I'm thinking.
I mean, I don't know if this is meta, but like other than us, well, I haven't really shown tinkering or mechanical proficiency or like interest too much. Like so Sid has anybody else like has passengers shown any sort of inclination towards like a mechanical side or anything? Or like
Oh, absolutely. 10 out of 10. Yeah, I was helping Sid
oh yeah,
with
you've been
the
working in the
armor,
engine
and
room.
I've also been working in the engine room the whole trip. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's just a bigger machines than this.
Want to
So
go get passenger?
I think that would be a good idea. She's had some work with Nalria and might help us understand this a little better.
Okay.
I will rush off.
Well, now that the box is not powered because the elemental is removed from the device, I'm going to set about fixing it as best as I can.
Fixing the box?
Yes.
Okay.
Removing parts. Bjorn is going to get passenger. And you know what? I'm going to go and talk to the dwarf. And I'm partly distracting, partly explaining, giving Bjorn a chance to slip out without the dwarf causing a ruckus.
Okay.
Hey,
Bjorn, roll me stealth.
no excuses.
I will say to Sid, if he asks where I went, just say we're going to get somebody who can help us with this. But that's a good old 19 on the dice for 23.
Damn, the dwarf doesn't notice.
Yeah.
God, and I had such a good rant prepared.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
After 20 minutes of barely comprehensible gibberish later. But you're the one that's pointing.
It amounted to, I told you would never amount to anything.
Your father would be disappointed.
You're
Oh, yeah.
just like your grandfather.
Joke's on you. My character doesn't know his dad.
Neither does this
So, yeah,
dwarf.
I'm taking parts out and putting new ones in. I'm polishing parts. I'm oiling parts. I'm assuming this guy has a workshop that
Oh yeah,
has these
it's a
things.
machine shop.
Yeah. And so I'm just going to be very diligently and slowly working my way on through this thing. As I'm putting it together, can I determine its function?
Roll me investigation check for that.
17. That was almost a 3.
17. Let's see.
Yes.
Without seeing it function, you can only get like an educated guess at what it
Okay.
does. And your best guess is that it moves air.
It moves air. So it's an air elemental hooking up something that moves air. So like a fan or something. Or something not entirely like that. Like out of character.
Oh,
Yeah, that's with a 17, that's what you can figure. You've never seen a contraption like this before, so.
Okay, no, I was asking as Stan.
Uh,
Like a contraption that moves air like a fan or
Uh,
moves air as in
moves
like
air.
Okay.
It moves air. Air moves around it.
I'm gonna need
Air
a
does-
real world schematic of this device in the Discord, please.
You will get none. I'm channeling my inner is it.
nice.
Okay, Bjorn, how quick are you moving back to the port?
Well, once I get away from the shop, I'll be at a healthy pace, quick pace, not like sprinting,
Okay,
but I want to get there quickly.
okay. Roll me a straight D20.
9.
9. As you get to the port, the dinghy isn't there at the moment. But you see it coming back.
All right, good.
So you'll have to wait a few minutes before you can hop on and get to the
In
ship.
the distance, on the deck of the ship, you see just a bunch of people jumping around and stomping for no reason.
It's Weasel Stomping Day.
I was just about to reference Weasel Stomping Day.
Oh man, they're stomping the yard without me.
Arson, get inspiration. Oh wait, you already have inspiration.
I haven't rolled. Wait, I think I rolled one thing at one point.
Get some good old-fashioned weasel inspiration.
Hell yeah.
Washington.
Okay, you get back to the ship. You lose a bit of time doing that. But sure enough, you see a bunch of sailors sort of hunting around. Every once in a while, you hear a "yeah!"
Woo!
But you catch sight of Passenger.
So at this
Passenger.
point, it's pretty over it. Hey,
Come with me. We need your
okay,
help.
I am already in the boat.
The
Like
shore,
the easiest
Captain.
persuasion check.
I will give the captain a salute as we shove off.
The captain waves with his hand as he's just watching with mild amusement as the sailors are just having a grand old time.
This is the best way to celebrate this day, I think. Honestly, just get everybody occupied. It'll become a yearly thing.
Like, the problem with keeping ships in port like this is keeping the sailors entertained.
This is This is great. This is perfect for morale.
Yeah. Like, the
The
captain
new,
offered prizes. Like, they're having a good time. There's a chance for a reward. It's perfect.
What a celebration!
It's the
But
new
yeah.
tradition of Founders Festival Eve, Weasel Stomping Day.
Okay. Oh, man. As you're taking the dinghy back, Marston, you've made your way up towards the Grand Market Gate, taking the side roads that lead you towards the warehouse. How are you going about scouting?
I'll take like a wide walk around the block just to kind of get a gauge for like how much foot traffic's going around. Like is it approaching the time that I was planning, or do I still have like a couple hours?
You still have a few hours.
Okay.
Looking around, like, the warehouses up on this side, they're not as dense as the warehouses down near the dock. These are more luxury goods that are stored rather than bulk supplies. It's on a somewhat large road. It's not a main one, but it's not like a side alley that you have to squeeze through.
Mhm.
And you see the warehouse that you're specifically looking for, sure enough, has a couple guards standing in front of it. The foot traffic is low density at this time, but you do notice down the way a bit there is a tavern that come dinner time will likely attract some patrons.
Okay. Do is there any like thing that was unexpected that we couldn't have known just from the regular map that might be blocking the path, the quickest like route to the rendezvous point?
Nothing blocking the path.
Okay.
Roll me perception.
Oh, same modifier. 13.
13. From the main road, you notice that the roof of this warehouse has a bit like an upper tier to it. So, like, there's the wall going up from street level, roof, another wall going up a bit further in, another roof. And along this upper wall, you see windows that are likely used for ventilation.
Okay. Are these like the kind that are just like the size of someone's head and you couldn't, or are these like regular size windows?
Regular sized. They let in a
Okay.
nice breeze.
All right. Looking around like the buildings nearby, would there be any that I could scale that would be like high enough where I could jump from them to this warehouse, or is this warehouse kind of not connected to anything else, or not near
Uh,
enough to anything
one
else?
of the warehouses a bit further down has some crates stacked outside. Uh, roll me, roll me intelligence.
14.
14. You've been around port towns and warehouses enough to know that this warehouse is improperly stacking its crates. They've stacked up to the point where, with a modest jump, you could get onto the roof.
Okay. I'll kind of futz about nearby, kind of just make sure I've got like a clear opening down like connected walkways, where any like basically anywhere that there's line of sight to this, and then make the attempt to scale that quickly to get up onto the roof.
All right. Roll me athletics.
I'm gonna use my inspiration. Wow. 6.
6. You clamber up the crates, but you're having a damn time trying to get onto that roof. Like, you're able to jump up, get your hands onto the edge, but you can't pull yourself up easily. And you end up dropping back down. You make a bit of noise, and you hear footsteps coming around the warehouse.
I beat a quick retreat, like well out of line of sight, so that maybe it'll just look like some boxes fell, like cat or some animal, maybe. Since basically, I want to make sure that I'm out of sight, so that there's
Yeah.
not any assumption that a person knocked something over.
Roll me stealth.
See if I can roll above a 5.
No. Join the 20
Uh,
crew.
I just want something above a 10. 19.
19, that's above a 10.
True.
You get around the corner and hide, just as one of the guards pokes his head back, scans around, and you hear him call back, "Nothing back here. Box fell over. Probably a stray cat or something." And he returns to the front of the warehouse.
Give a decent amount of time. Let some time pass. Uh, let it drift out of their mind, basically. Um, is this something I could like take 10 on, or uh, would that not be
I'd
a
allow you to take 10.
possibility? Yeah. Uh, now that I've kind of assessed the stability and the angle I would need, just kind of sitting there and thinking about it while I let some time pass. I'll make another attempt, just
I
cautiously.
will ask you to roll a straight d20 if you are
Okay,
taking 10.
sure. Dear God. 4.
4.
I don't know what. That was a 3, a 5, a 14, and a 4. I don't know.
So with taking 10, you're able to start shimmying up onto the roof, and like right as like your top half is over the lip, you hear a voice say, "What are you doing up there?"
uh, where's the voice coming from? Like below me?
Yeah, from back down below.
Uh, I look back behind me, and I like grab my hat and hold it up, and I say, "Damnedest thing, my hat blew up here. I was just trying to retrieve it. Mission accomplished."
You look down and it's you see the man looks like a warehouse worker. He's dressed in very simple clothes and he's staring up at you with a sort of slack-jaw expression. You see he's missing a couple teeth. He's like, "Your hat blew up there?"
Can't feel the nice breeze today. Just a quick gust took by surprise as I was walking down the street. And I let go and, like, hop back down so I'm not, like, hanging off the side of the roof.
Roll me a persuasion check.
25.
25. Oh, well, why'd you jump down? I was going to ask if you check out, there's a crack up there. I needed to repair it. If you're already up there, you could have done it for me.
I was able to get up there pretty spry just before. I could hop back up there if you'd like.
I think you could check it out for me.
Be my pleasure. You just wanted to observe, or do you got some, I don't know, spackle I could apply to that if I find it?
No, just tell me if it's there or not.
All right.
I'm not much of a fan of heights myself.
I climb back up.
Sure enough, you see a crack in one of the boards up there.
Like kind of just like part of the roof, or like
Yeah.
anything substantial.
No.
I poke back over the roof and I say, sure enough, there's a quite substantial crack right up here.
Oh, that means I gotta go up there and fix it tomorrow.
Well, I'm already up here. If you've got some supplies, I might be able to take care of it for you. I'm a dab hand.
Huh. You sure?
Why not? I'm already up here, as you said.
You're not gonna expect me to pay you, are you?
You know, I'll do it for no fee. But I'm really enjoying the view up here. Do you mind if once I'm done, maybe just sit up here off the city streets? I bet it's gonna get pretty busy in just a bit here. And just enjoy the nice ocean breeze.
Well, I mean, the manager doesn't really like people up on the roof if it's outside of business stuff. He says, like, it happens because I stack the boxes like that. So he'd be a little unhappy if he found out somebody was up there because I stacked the boxes like that. So tell you what, don't say anything, and I won't say anything.
It seems like a really good way that he'll never find out.
Okay. I'll go get the boards and the nails.
You know where to find me.
Eh. He comes back about 5 minutes later with board, hammer, and nails. Hands them up to you.
I take them.
Roll me a dexterity check.
Right. 12.
12. You're able to pry the damaged board off and start hammering the new one in. You notice one of the guards from the other warehouse walk over and sort of take a look up at you. Notices you're doing maintenance work and goes back to where he was.
All right.
Nice. Good cover.
I will perform paint fence.
Okay. You have access to the roof.
All right. I'll again just lie low for a bit. Kind of let everything settle down, maybe have this guy leave for the day, and just kind of wait till, like I said, when there's gonna be a lot of foot traffic. Or how visible would my jump from one roof to the next be? Would it be obfuscated by the buildings for the most part, or would it be kind of in sight of a lot of things?
If you do the approach near the back, you'll probably be able to get away without somebody noticing.
Okay.
Depends on if somebody's looking that way or not. But
well,
it's not like right on the roadway.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till I get I just basically got a clear line here before it gets too crowded, and I'm gonna make the transfer to the actual warehouse roof I'm after, and then lay low up there.
Roll me a. Let's see. Jumping is athletics.
Can I do acrobatics, or is it always athletics?
I think it's always athletics.
All right. Good God. 7.
All right. You run, you jump. Your jump's a little short, so you connect with the side of the warehouse, and make a bit of a noise as you do, but you manage to pull yourself up. That said,
I immediately go flat.
Yeah. You hear the guards moving around the corner again. Roll me stealth.
All right. I'm hoping they'll just think it was the sounds of the guy that was doing maintenance coming down. Moving around.
It was the sounds of the guy
sounds. Yeah. See, it's not even a lie. 15.
You hear the guards passing below where you're hiding. This time they're poking around more, giving a good search. Before you hear one of them say, "Probably just another damn cat." All right, back to the front.
These guys are Skyrim guards. I see.
I'm doing like the most arrestable thing out of the group at the moment, so it's like good thing I'm rolling good.
Meanwhile, the guy is trying to get a work flyer.
Let's stomp some rats and work for a technician to free a spear or free an elemental.
Yeah, they rolled very poorly on their investigation.
I'm okay with that. It balances out.
So yeah, you have access to the main warehouse roof. So all you have now is to wait.
Now I will wait. Basically, where it's going to be noisy and there's a lot of foot traffic, so any interior sounds would be disguised.
All right. Cutting back to Bjorn and Passenger. Are you guys re-entering the workshop stealthily, or are you just walking in?
Oh, I'm following Bjorn's lead. Whatever he's doing.
We'll try and sneak back in.
All right, both of you roll me stealth.
All right. I also have a Waffles thrown upon my lap. He is being very disruptive. I'm gonna do my best to roll this, but
nice.
He's kind of a Dickens.
That sounds like Waffles.
Hi.
It was almost good, but it was a 7.
Oof. All right. Well, it's a 7. We failed.
Meanwhile, the dwarf technician rolled a nat 20.
I don't know about that.
Just as you guys are, quote-unquote, stealthily entering the workshop, you hear, "I knew you'd come crawling back. Oh, you're lucky I owe your father a favor, otherwise I would kick you to the curb."
That was directed at Passenger, I think. that directed at passenger?
No, that
Are
was
you sure?
directed at.
Because that'd be hilarious.
This guy knows more about you than we do.
Oh, if he's talking shit to my friend, I'm immediately stomping up to him, putting my nose as close to his nose as I can, and say, "What did you just say?"
He came here to work for me, and then he just up and left.
Isn't he? He
Hey,
brought in an
passenger,
expert
I got a
on your
thing.
behalf.
He huffs a bit, unsure how to talk to somebody taller than him. Turns back to Bjorn. Oh, you're lucky. Now get back to work. And remember, no excuses.
Are there any? Can I look around? Are there any like pictures or etchings? Do you have any family photos? around the
Roll me
shop?
perception.
Oh dear. This is the
Damn
part where the whole party turns evil. To the other side of the spectrum.
That's only a 5.
A 5. You don't notice any.
All right. Well, either way, I'm gonna make something happen later. So
Oh, good grief.
I'm just gonna have to use my imagination.
Ah, get in there and get to work. You too. He, sort of waggles a finger in passenger's direction. Don't let me catch you slacking off again.
I will give him the most politician smile I can muster and note that for later.
All right, inside. Stan, you've replaced all the components that you know how to replace.
Okay.
Roll me a... Roll me another Arcana check.
16.
16. You're looking at the broken component that you're still not quite sure about, but you're making progress on figuring out how it gets repaired. As Bjorn and Passenger enter the room.
Hey, Bjorn, any idea what this does? Passenger, can you talk to this? I've got both.
Yeah, what does this little elemental look like?
Right now, all you see is like a small brass sphere with a little glass window in it, and you see like a very light blue light emanating from it, and you see just white eyes looking out through the light.
I will cradle this in my hand, look at it as nearly as I can, and try to determine what exactly I'm looking at.
Roll
As
me
far as,
a
like,
perception check.
Yeah, is this a method? Is this a some other form of elemental? What am I seeing here? That's only a 13.
Only a 13. That I'll let you roll a... Which check is it for? I want to say Arcana?
I'd say Arcana.
Yeah, Arcana. Roll me Arcana.
Yeah, I can do that.
Is that something I can assist with, or?
Yeah, I'll let you assist with that.
Okay, roll at advantage.
Great. 11. Ooh, much better. All right, and you said Arcana, right? That's 19.
Yep. Nice.
Oh, thank God. I'm tired of rolling 16s. been 3 of them, okay?
Watch, the DC is 20. Ugh.
It appears to be it's not a method. It looks like what you've heard air elementals to look like, where it's essentially just a like cohesive whirlwind with
Yeah,
eyes
it's bottled. Okay.
contained within this sphere.
Well, I'll talk to him. Hello, friend. I'm sorry to see you bottled up like this. What is your function?
I keep people cool.
You're pretty cool yourself.
You see the eyes look around. My temperature is quite low.
Yeah. All right. Is this something that you are engaging with in willingly?
At first. Now,
Mm.
no.
Why?
All I do is sit around. Nothing. You know how much the temperature changes around here?
I do not.
Almost none. This place is boring.
Ah. So you would like to perhaps see a little bit more variety?
Perhaps. Though, I guess you could say I'm not a fan of this job anymore.
Can we give the DM inspiration?
Impose disadvantage on the DM for the rest of the session.
Uh, amazing. Yep. Thank you for that. I don't know why that tickled me. That was perfect. Thank you. Should have seen it coming, and I didn't.
It was the obvious joke.
All right. Anyway.
I wish to be free, I think.
Do you wish to be free or to be of use?
For now, free. Tomorrow, who knows?
Hey, hey, passenger, do you know how much power it outputs?
Yeah, I've just been sitting here speaking in this like wispy warbly non-language that
Yeah,
sounds
I
more
have
like
no
wind
idea.
than anything else. I've just been whispering at this orb. Incredible. I will turn to you with my just bizarre inverted eyes. It's sparkling, glowing even a little bit more than normal. And I'll say, this air elemental could do so much more than power a fan.
Okay, but how much does it do? So that way I can put something equivalent in there.
I will ask the air elemental, do you know roughly how much energy it takes you to power the fan?
It is inconsequential to me. All I do is sit around. Want more, they tap the box, and I put out more.
But it is not inconsequential to me, because if I understand the full power output, I will be able to free you. And if not, I'm going to like turn the orb so that the box is within sight of the little window. I really hate to put you back in there.
Do not put me back in the box.
All right. Just tell me how much power it takes to move it.
I do not know good metrics for you mortals.
Hmm. Can you exert a certain amount of force? If I put you back in the box and you exert a certain amount of force, is there a way for us to measure it?
But I
The
hook up
bronze man looks like he knows how to handle.
Will you cooperate? I will help you if I can.
Roll me persuasion.
Great. That's what I want to roll. Thank you, Stephen. Am I maybe rolling at advantage because I'm saying the things he wants to hear?
At advantage, no, but the check's not difficult.
All right. It's 13.
13. That's
Rolled an
enough.
8.
You see the eyes squint as they're considering.
I flutter my eyelashes.
Very well. I will cooperate.
Thank you, noble creature. All right, I will relay all of that to Sid and pass the orb to him.
Okay, I'm assuming I can measure some sort of voltage because I need to measure power output of my batteries.
Yeah. Similar. Roll me your Tinker Tools checks.
Okay. 13.
13. You figure how to hook it up to some way of measuring power.
Okay.
And the elemental puts out enough power to that would power the fan at like max speed.
All right.
Hmm.
Well, I think I can do that then. And I will start with creating an energy source. Meanwhile, I'm going to look at the one part that I can't fix and hand it to Bjorn and go, "Do you know what the fuck this does?" I mean, it goes here and it does a thing.
Oh, does it need like repair? Is it cracked or chipped or something like that?
Uh,
Don't know.
Roll me a perception check while inspecting this thing.
Yeah. It's 18.
It looks almost like a portion of it has just straight up disintegrated.
Ooh, a portion of this has disintegrated. What part? What portion?
The part that would connect with the gears.
Okay. And this is I'm gonna ask this again because time magic. This isn't something that mending can manipulate in a way to fix it. This isn't like a crack or a tear or
Yeah, it's
or something like that. I actually need to add material in order to make it.
yes.
What it is.
Bjorn, I'm gonna have you roll an Arcana check to go along with this,
Ooh.
if you're helping out.
That's a nat 1 for a 2.
You have no idea.
Just watching.
You've similarly
Yeah.
never seen anything like this part before.
I use my good
I will
rolls
tell you,
earlier.
it looks like a part of it is disintegrated. There's clearly a piece missing.
I'm going to I'm going to inspect the part, and then I'm going to go into like the supplies in this place and see if I can find a similar working part.
Hmm. Roll me investigation.
Meanwhile, I'll keep chatting with the air elemental just to keep it mentally stimulated a little bit,
That's an 11.
to keep it interested.
Did you say 11?
11.
Okay. You find a bunch of parts. None that look like this one. Roll me your tinker tools.
Tools. Ugh. That's an 8.
An 8. You think you might be able to rig something up, so even though you can't replicate this part, you can get a bunch of parts together to sort of replicate what it does.
Okay. I'm going to I will start working on machining that together.
Okay. It'll take you a while, and you figure since it's not the actual part, there will be a loss of efficiency.
Okay.
The air elemental in the orb, it answers questions that'll be asked, but doesn't really offer too much.
You know, I'm mostly assuming that this air elemental hasn't interacted with people in a verbal capacity in a while, and I'm mostly shooting the shit and trying to keep it interested.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all about where it comes from, who contracted it, and how they, trapped it, so that I can try and start working on a way to free it in a way that's not going to be harmful.
Hmm. I was contracted by a tinkerer a few decades ago. Sit in and operate this contraption. It is not unheard of for air elementals or even other elementals to take such jobs.
Mm-hmm.
But this grows wearisome.
Mm-hmm. Awfully tedious.
Very. Bjorn, what are you up to?
What kind of stuff does this shop sell? Like, I know that we've come here to fix some stuff, but like, because I'm clearly just mind blanking on helping and I'm just not doing anything useful. Like, what kind of stuff? I'm just looking around at this point. What kind of stuff is around the shop?
It's mostly just a service shop where you come in with broken stuff and it gets repaired. They don't really sell anything.
Okay.
You do get the feeling that if you asked the dwarf nicely, he'd be willing to sell like a couple of gears, but otherwise everything is in his inventory for repairing stuff.
Okay, yeah. So it's more like a mechanical
Yeah.
repair shop than like a magic shop or like a weird item shop or something.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go look at that wheel on that wagon or something since he told me to do that at the beginning and I never did that because I feel like that's gonna come back to bite me if I don't fix that. So
You go back out front. You see the dwarf repairing an axle for a different wagon. He pays no mind to you as you come back.
all right. So what exactly is the part that's broken on this wagon?
It looks like a couple of the spokes on the wheel have fractured.
Ah. Okay. Can I find is there like other replacements around or
Oh yeah, there's
is it
plenty
just
of replacements. It's just a matter of putting in the effort.
okay? Yeah, I'll do that. Easy, simple, hopefully just easy task.
Okay, roll me. Hmm. Roll me a straight d20 plus your proficiency.
Ew. You know what? I'm gonna re-roll that one. Just because I don't like how that one went. That's a little bit better. Plus proficiency, that's 12.
12. All right. You start to take apart the wheel, replace the spokes. It takes you a bit of time. You hear the dwarf at one point walk behind you, grumble a bit, but doesn't scold you at all as he goes back to his axle. And let's see. Elgavar. About an hour later, you've finished jury rigging the parts.
Before I hook the battery to it, I'm going to like manually rotate it and make sure that everything's doing exactly what I want it to do.
It does. But you do notice the loss of efficiency.
Yeah. Okay. Then I will hook in my replacement battery and seal her up and see if I can't get it to start.
Okay. Yeah, I have no idea how this thing functions. Roll me an investigation check.
Investigation. All right. 17.
17. There's no buttons or dials along the outside. It is still
Screen.
a mystery.
Touch screen. I'll tell you about what the elemental said about just like people tapping the outside of it to indicate that they wanted it to increase power. You're probably going to have to install some kind of mechanism to activate it.
I will.
And to intensity.
Okay, so then I will machine a switch onto the outside of the box and connect it to the battery.
All right.
You know,
Takes you a bit longer.
Yeah.
And
no, I expect something like that to be. I'll give it 3 settings. Just off, low, on, or off,
okay.
low, and high.
Okay.
Right.
You turn it on, and almost imperceptible, like slits in the casing of it. You feel air begin to circulate around you.
Awesome.
Off, low, and on. No one's been able to figure out what low does.
Off, low, and high. I mean, that's,
I know what you meant. It's just funny to hear you say it low and on. I'm just like no one knows what that does. It just shortens the fan, actually. It just...
Okay, I will turn it off, and I will bring it to the dwarf.
He turns in his stool. You're finally done with that, huh?
I flick it on and place it next to his face.
Nice.
Fucking man. This. Ugh.
I asked you to do that 3 weeks ago, and you only just now finished it.
Oh, okay. It's starting to make more sense now.
I'm going to apologize profusely and let him know that, but it did get done.
Got done, yes, but that magistrate's going to be very unhappy with it taking so long.
Because of the length of time this took, I assume I'm done with the spokes.
Yeah, you're finishing up. You've got a bit more work before Elgavar finishes up.
I will mention to the dwarf that there was so much damage to the inside of the box that we had to install this instead of tapping it.
Well, I mean, so long as it still works, I've completed my end of the bargain.
What's the shop's name? Sorry, real quick.
God damn it.
There's a purpose behind me asking. I'm not just trying to fuck with you.
This is the
Oily potato.
it's not a tavern. This is the
Used to be
You
a
don't
tavern.
name
before it
all
got
of
repurposed into
your
a tinker's shop.
this is
Name every shop like a
Heckrum
tavern.
Heckrum and Sons workshop.
Heckrum?
Heckgrom. Heckrum. Heckrum and Sons.
And Sons, what was it? Input shop?
Workshop.
Emporium? Workshop. Alright. Okay, so because I probably would have been done fixing that at some point, the wheel. I'm gonna use as Algavar's giving him the lowdown, and after he says like, it's supposed to be done 3 weeks ago, I'm gonna walk in as a dwarf that looks vaguely like this gentleman. I've masked of many faces. So I've used disguise self. I'm gonna look vaguely like this dwarf, but just a little older and crotchety. And I'm gonna walk in and go, "Now you be nice to these folks, all right? You need to take responsibility for not having this done 2 to 3 weeks ago.
And you need to take responsibility for fucking abandoning me 2 decades ago.
Oh no.
I'm done with your shit, and you need to thank these nice folks.
This is why Dad loved me more.
You need to watch your tone, you son of a bitch.
You get out of here before I wallop you.
You couldn't wallop the side of a barn. You couldn't even wallop the side of that cart out front.
The dwarf stands up and begins tottering over towards you. Now you get out of my shop. You had your chance.
A chance? I gave you a chance by leaving you. I gave you a chance to step up, to become
And
someone.
I did.
And
I kept this shop running for 35 years. All on my own.
You could have become someone great. You could have become a great tinkerer to the dwarf lords down in the city.
I am a great tinkerer. Meanwhile, you went off and died and now just wander back in like you own the place.
I do own the place. My name's on the building. Heckrum.
You're not Heckrum. Dad was Heckrum. Now who's gone senile?
You've gone senile.
I know
You're
you
talking to
are.
a dead man.
Now go back and rebury yourself.
Do you have a shovel?
Yes, it's over there in the corner. Return it when you're done.
I'm never done with the shovel.
You better be, or I'll give you the old 1-2.
I'll give you the 3-4, you son of a gun.
Ooh. What's a gun?
I'm pocketing the elemental, by the way, and slipping out back into the street.
It's good to see you, brother.
Get the fuck out of my shop. I buried you once before, I'll bury you again.
You couldn't bury the hatchet.
What's your AC?
13?
He punches you.
Where?
In the face, you take 1 damage.
Well,
Turn it
I'm
into a hug.
disguised self,
Pull
so
him
I'm
in.
shorter than my face appears to be. So he probably punches air. I'm short.
Exactly.
If he was specifically aiming for my face, he would have punched over my head.
After the punch, he waggles his finger. And let that be a lesson to you.
I'll fall backwards and just. Oh, you've still got that mean right hook.
Ah, get out of here.
I'm
Outta
going to
here.
literally just roll out of the shop.
Literally
fly-
on the ground rolling.
I'm gonna flop over on my side and then flop over on my back and then flop over on my side. I'm gonna roll out of the shop.
I'm sitting there jaw agape with one finger up. I have
I love
questions.
D&D, guys. This is fun.
While I'm flopping, I'm gonna grab the shovel, and then once I'm out of the shop, I'm gonna drop the illusion, hop up, flip him off, and run.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm already out of the shop. During all of those antics, the elemental went into my pocket. I slipped out, and I am waiting for my companions about a half a block away.
All right.
Still waiting to get paid.
You do that.
All right. After yeah.
I got the shovel. That's good enough for me.
The dwarf,
You got a
shakes his
story. That's
fist
good enough for
as
me.
everybody leaves, turns back. Ah, you're still here. Thought I fired you 3 days ago.
No, I still need to get paid for my last paycheck.
Ah.
I fixed the metal box, remember?
Oh, right, the box. Come with me. He totters over to a side room, goes inside, and you see it's his office.
Okay.
You see on the wall a drawn portrait of a burly dwarf with a braided beard and 3 sons. He goes to his desk, pulls out a little chest. Let's see. What'd you do for me again?
Well, we fixed the wagon and the metal
Wagon?
box for the
I fixed the
for
wagon.
magistrate. There was a wheel that was broken as well.
Oh, that wagon. Why didn't you say so?
My apologies.
Okay, let's see. For the metal box and the wagon. He takes a small little burlap bag, drops some coins into it, and hands it to you. All right, there you go. That's for the repairs and bit of back pay since I forgot to pay you last time.
Thank you. And sorry that things didn't work out for us. Can I use you as a reference? I say before bugging out.
Yeah, you're a good kid. You got a good head on your shoulders.
No idea what I'm going to use him as a reference for, but
All right.
I will book it out.
You get paid 25 gold.
Okay.
Stingy bastard. Repair this arcane-powered machine that he doesn't even understand.
Yeah, he thought it was just a metal box.
I'll take payments and level ups. All right.
Right.
This dwarf does not have that power.
Oh, does he? Does he now?
Okay. Marston.
Incredible.
So were you looking to do this before or after dark?
Have I seen like a shift change at all with the ones that were here?
Roll me a perception check.
Uh, 13.
13. You're able to eavesdrop a bit on the guards out front. You hear one of them lamenting how hungry he is and the fact that he only, he doesn't think he can wait the next hour until the shift change.
Okay. I'm gonna probably go now. Basically, the idea would be I'm gonna try to go in, find what I need, uh, uh, and then get back to the roof before the shift change. And then the shift change is going on, um, kind of like use that opportunity to get back off the roof and just kind of blend in with the crowd and head to the rendezvous point.
All right. You got a bag with you? How are you gonna be carrying all this stuff?
Um, yeah, I would have grabbed one. He did specifically mention it. I didn't like narrate that I did that, but
Okay. Just making sure.
yep. Specifically, I would have actually, yeah, I would have gone to like an outfitter, like a traveling outfitter, and gotten like a hiking backpack.
Okay.
But like, so it's basically completely empty, but you know can fit a lot and most likely, hopefully, be able to fit everything I'm gonna need in a way that it would be like obscured, you know, not directly visible. Like I'm not gonna have like streamers sticking out, you know what I mean? So that's what I would have looked for is like a large enough like courier or traveling
Okay.
backpack.
Yeah. You're able to find a good quality one for about 5 silver.
Okay.
Yeah, for going inside, you're able to open a window. Looking down, though, you see you might have a bit of trouble getting back up to the window. How are you?
I've got rope.
Okay.
So I will secure that ahead of time. And I've got time up here. I'm imagining it's not that big of a drop down. Like
Yeah.
you said, this was like a 2-story warehouse.
It's a modest warehouse. It's not a big
Okay.
one.
All right. While I was passing the time on the roof, I would have taken my 50 foot of rope and put in knots, spaced out knots,
Okay.
to make climbing back up here easier and quicker.
Nice.
Had nothing better to do, so
All right.
good time to do it.
So, time comes, dropping in. And once inside, you roll me a perception check.
Eight.
An 8. Okay. You're poking through. You see a lot of stuff. And all of it seems to be in some way. It's very much luxury goods. Like you see some kegs of beer. There's wine jugs. Various party supplies. You see some like rolls of rope, the more decorative filigree stuff, flags similar to the stuff you hung on the ship. You also notice there is a heavy metal door in the warehouse, which, having seen it, you know it's not the exit door. It's likely another room.
Okay. So it sounds like I've mostly secured what I'm looking for, based on that, right?
Yes. And roll me an insight check.
19.
19. Um, the uh, the man wasn't super specific when saying he just wants stuff for the party, and he's happy to reimburse you.
Mm-hmm.
You get the feeling that if you bring some nice stuff, he'll reimburse you more.
Okay. Um. How much time do I have based on how much time I've already spent? So I've like, if I've basically packed up, and like could leave now, how much time do I have before the shift change?
Uh,
After
maybe
after that,
10, 15 minutes.
I'll take a look into the office. I'm assuming it's locked.
It is got a heavy metal bar. It's got a lock on it.
Okay. I'm
So
gonna
if you
try
want,
to
roll me the thieves' tools.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Are those? Um.
I think it's dexterity plus proficiency.
Yeah, I was just wondering if there's like a actual like spot in Beyond that you can for tools,
I
but it
have
doesn't seem
no
to be.
idea.
There's a spot where tools are listed, but there's not like a quick roll button
Okay.
for it. I looked earlier.
So basically, I shall just make a dex check. Uh, that'll be an 8.
8.
So I can't.
Hmm. You're poking around at the lock. Uh, Thankfully, it's not the highest tier lock. For the most part, you get the feeling that the front door and the guards was the intention for keeping people out.
Yeah, like an interior door
Yeah.
lock. I mean,
So
like there might
this
even be a
one's
space,
rudimentary.
but okay.
You get the lock off, open the bar, and you see it's a cold room. And inside are various meats.
All right. Is there anything that would be easily transportable? Um, like something that wouldn't like be, or that maybe is already wrapped, or uh, like any fine cuts that immediately like stick out to me.
You see some pig quarters, so like the legs and the rump. You see some lamb, some sheep, mutton. Uh, Along the back wall, actually roll me investigation.
15.
15. Along the back wall, you find the good beef. You find a couple straps of tenderloin along the wall.
All right.
And you specifically see a note on it for magistrate such and such. Do not touch.
Over the last couple days with my contact here, have I gotten the impression that like he'd appreciate uh this is as much about sticking it to the magistrate as it's about actually getting party supplies for his wife? Is that the impression I get from this job?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna definitely take that. I'll make some room. Is there like what's keeping this room? Is there any like magical means that is keeping this room cold, or is it just
We'll
natural?
say part of your investigation check, you see there's a bit of a slight descent into the room, so cold air would settle here, and then up above, you see it's a contraption where ice can be placed to just naturally keep cool air in the room. Like, it's not freezing, but it's cool enough to keep meat from spoiling.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If there's nothing like directly portable, I could like kind of put in there with this. I'm just gonna find a spot to tuck that in. With the rest of the supplies, and I'll take the note as well. Yeah, as soon as I've got that squared away, I'll make for the rope.
All right, you make for the rope. As you're starting to climb up, you hear out in front, one of the guards. Oh, what are you guys doing here? You're early. Slightly more boisterous voice. Well, we figured since there's festival stuff going on, we'd relieve you early so you can get some food in. Oh, yeah, guys, didn't have to do that. Oh, sure we did. Head on out, get some food.
As soon as I'm up on the roof, I'll wind the rope, pull the rope up, and close the window, and then I'll lay flat again. Give it a little bit of time for things to settle.
All right, you see the two guards begin to walk off towards the tavern. And then you notice a man with a small little cart wander over. Say, you guys look to be working hard. Can I interest you in some food? And you hear the guards talk amongst themselves like, yeah, fine, we can eat.
As soon as this is going down, I'm gonna like go to the opposite side or out of sight of where this is happening and make my way off the roof.
All right. You make your way off the roof.
And then just blend in with the crowd in the direction of my drop point.
All right. If you take a look, you see the food vendor looks like one of the guys that was in the warehouse earlier. Not the one you were just in, one of the ones from the contact.
Oh, okay. He was not or not my drop, but like an extra guy, maybe to cause a distraction.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. If I don't know if he's like catches my eye as I'm walking away, but if he does, I'll nod, give a like slight nod.
No, he just keeps chatting the guards up, hands them some dried meats.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just make to the drop point then, and when I meet the guy, I'll just make it like a real quick exchange. You know, like put the pack and equipment in his cart, and I will say there's a there's a little bit of extra special in there that it might spoil in the heat, so best make haste.
The contact looks it over. It's like, he'll be impressed with that. Well done. Let's see. Pulls out a coin purse, thumbs through it, hands you, he hands you 23 gold. Anything else you need?
I believe that concludes our business. Might hit up some festivities myself.
Well, enjoy. Just wait till you see the festivities tomorrow. Port Aurum likes to go big with the festival, and with all these extra folk around, it ought to be a big bash.
Looking forward to it. I tip my hat and I just kind of blend back in with the crowd.
He nods and the cart trundles off down the road. All right. You guys doing anything else tonight?
If we end up heading back toward the ship, I might see if my elemental friend wouldn't mind helping me with drying out the hold.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. That is a 19.
19. The elemental whistles a bit thoughtfully. I suppose you did get me out of the box.
And we're going to be traveling around quite a bit. Might be fun to see what else is out there. I can
Very
certainly give
well.
you excuses to hang around if you'd like.
That seems amenable.
Good. I like you. I think we're going to get along great.
Very well.
Stephen, I've never been more happy.
Really, even with the goblins of Tomato Cave?
Okay. Fair. But I didn't get to take them with me.
I mean, you didn't try to take them with you, so...
That's true. I wanted them to prosper.
I'm kidnapping you now. Hooray!
Not kidnapping, employing.
Yeah, you guys are able to make it back to the ship just fine. You do note that as the day continues on, more and more sailors are coming from their ships to eat and drink in the port. So the crowds are beginning to grow. A little bit before you get to the water's edge for getting in the dinghy, night falls, and you are easily able to identify which ship is yours as fireworks begin going off around them.
Yeah.
Around it. From Elgavar's cubes. There is a lot of oohing and awing from the people in the port. But the dinghy shows up and ferries you back to the boat. Bjorn and Elgavar, are you heading back to the ship or staying in port?
Probably heading back to the ship.
All right. How about you, Stan?
Oh, wait, is he back yet?
Maybe. Stan? Take that as a no. Unless he's muted.
I recall at one point he said be right back.
Thought that was a bit ago.
Well, Bjorn will head back to the ship at least for a free place to sleep.
Okay. Passenger, are you doing the lower hold tonight?
Yeah, if at all I can, if that's amenable to my new friend. By the way, what can I call you? Do you got a name?
Yes, I have a name. It is Exelos.
Exelos. That's excellent.
Ah ha ha.
I love your name. Passenger. Or well, yeah, you can call me Tell.
Well. Very
Yeah.
well.
To get along great.
Why are you laughing? That wasn't a joke.
No. I just take joy in all kinds of things.
Mortals are weird.
Elementals are great.
Well, show me where I am needed.
I show him the hold. I will actually take a look at the ropes and any like mildew or anything like significantly damaged. That's what I'll focus first. Ropes and sail and all of that stuff. We'll focus that and then move down to the hold to just blow dry everything.
The sails are mildewy. You can see the canvas is discolored a bit.
Yes, is there a way to repair that?
A good scrubbing.
Yeah. Well, we'll dry it out first. We'll shake it out, pound as much of it out as we can, and then get set to scrubbing it in the morning.
The rope just needs time to air out and dry.
A lot less time now.
Okay. Where is this hold?
I show him the hold. I presume by now the rat guts have been cleaned up.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Put me down there and step away.
I do so.
You see down below, like, it lights up a bit, and then a torrent of air just rips through the hold, and you feel little droplets of water as this continues on for about 10 seconds and then stops.
All right, I will inspect his work. Their work.
It is dry. The wood's still, slightly waterlogged and drying out, but the humid air has been blasted away.
Spectacular. Excellent, my friend. We may repeat this process in the morning if you're feeling up to it. But until then, what would you like to do? How do you want to spend your first night?
I don't know. I've never been asked that before.
Oh, well, you think about it, buddy. We're gonna give you a heck of a night. It's a celebration kind of night for my people. I want to loop you into it.
I see. Okay. That evening, the cook has prepared a nice spread of food, and everybody's eating top deck, looking at the lights across the other ships as well as the fireworks above you guys. The food is good, but the cook makes it clear that the best feast is going to be tomorrow for anybody that decides they want to eat on the ship rather than in town. And does anybody have anything else they want to do tonight? The air elemental is content watching the fireworks.
I will chat with Nalria and see if there's a way that we can, and maybe pull the captain in on it too. See if there's a way that we can find a position for our air element for Exelor on the ship as like
Exelos.
shipmate. Exelos, got it. That's right.
Nalria inspects the orb and peeks at the elemental inside. The elemental shies away from the window.
He's a little shy.
Nalria's like, oh, yeah, if we could figure something out for sure. The captain, on the other hand, looks very excited at the prospect. A good number of high-end sailing ships have similar contraptions. I'm employing
people. His name is Exelos.
pardon me, have devices with air elementals to power the ship. It is more common among the elven nations,
I'm back, by the way.
but welcome back.
Jinx. You owe me a soda.
It's more common amongst the elven nations, but ships that have air elementals on board, they can go faster and cut closer to the star.
Mm.
I mean, it would take some work actually trying to hook it up to our system, but we could definitely see about making it happen, don't you think, Noel? Oh, yes. I'd be more than happy to.
Immediately raises an eyebrow. What do you think, Exelos? Stephen, I'm going to make this an NPC whether you like it or not. This is going to be
I've gotten that feeling. Exelos's eyes return to the window. I can think of worse ways to spend my time than on a sailing ship.
Amazing. All right. I'm gonna pull Sid in on this, and we're gonna work out the best way to implement our friend slash new shipmate.
I'm sorry, what?
Passenger
I'm-
wants to hook the air elemental up to the airship.
Your guys' ships do that?
The
They
higher
about
end
to.
ones. I've never heard of a cargo vessel having one.
Nah, but we're special. And Exelos is amazing. He is my new best friend.
You named it.
No,
I named myself.
I like gesture to it as though you understand primordial. See? I feel so rude. Exelos, I never once asked your pronouns. I've just been going with he, they. But what do you prefer to be called by?
Exelos.
All right. Well, Exelos says that Exelos wants to be treated like a full-fledged member of the crew. And I agree. I will be the translator if you would like.
How do we know that if we hook it up to the ship, it's not going to break the ship like it did the box?
Does Exelos understand common?
Perhaps.
Huh. I love that. I love everything about all of that. I'll just say Exelos is an excellent pilot and navigator, and I have every confidence in them.
I'm just
You
look
can
at the
see that.
captain. I'm assuming I'm here with the captain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's
just gonna look
you
at the
and me and the elemental and Nalria and the captain. We can figure something out between all of us.
This is a good idea. I don't think this is a good idea.
Well, after hearing that laugh, it's definitely a good idea. Best idea. 10 out of 10.
Exelos wants to be free, and what better freedom is there than aboard a sailing ship?
How about just opening the sphere and letting it out?
I suppose. Yeah, Exelos, do you just want to be released? My understanding from our conversation earlier is that you wanted some directive to keep you occupied so that you didn't get bored.
I am of air.
Mm-hmm.
This is better than before. But if you free me, consider me owing you a favor.
Oh, I was hoping that you would become a part of our little family, but If
It
you
is
prefer.
of consideration.
All
You
right,
are
I'll
well
relay that.
within your power to keep me within this orb, and I will not
Oh.
fight you on it.
Oh no, I misunderstood. I thought that you wanted to come along. If you are only placating, I am happy to set you free.
It is up to you, possessor of the orb.
How do I release you?
I am unsure.
I attempt to release it.
Roll me investigation.
Growl.
You have to know the magic words to open the orb of Ossifix.
Yeah, that's a natural one.
Natural one.
For a total of 1.
You can't figure it out.
You hit it with a crowbar.
Absolutely not. I will, however, pass it over to Sid. Do you know how to open this? I can't figure it out. You were looking at it much longer than I was.
Sid, similarly, if you want, roll an investigation check.
That's a 21.
21. It's riveted shut. If you can get those rivets out, you would be able to release it.
Hey, I'm good at getting rivets out. I could probably have it free in about an hour and a half.
I will relay that. Excelsior.
Excelos.
That was for you, Steven. That wasn't in character.
That is amenable.
Cool.
All right, so I'm going to take an hour to get the right tool for the job. And that's basically me 3D printing something to remove rivets.
Incredible.
All right. You do so.
And then I figured it'll take me like half an hour to remove enough rivets for the thing to get out.
Yeah. Roll me tools check.
16.
16. You get the rivets out just fine. Though you do get the notion that you should do this above deck.
Yeah. No, I was just machining the tool below deck.
Okay.
Once I'm ready to remove rivets, I'm
And this is how the party released an ancient evil upon the world.
Whoops.
Not actually.
Boy, howdy, I'm glad I'm in the crow's nest.
Oh, you're up in the crow's nest, are you?
You know what? Sure.
Roll me athletics.
That's where I'm doing my meditation.
I'm just going to once the creature is free, I'm going to point in my notebook to the very first page, and it says, you know, notes from Uncle, and like triple underlined and in large bold print it says never fuck with elementals, and it's the first page in my tinkering notebook.
16.
Noted.
16. Yeah, you managed to get up there just fine today. You're up there meditating as
Which is
Elgar...
hilarious because technically I don't know where Passenger is from directly, but technically Kalishtar are from Eberron, and Eberron use elementals all the fucking time.
I do. There's a reason I have Primordial as one of my chosen languages for my background.
Oh my god, you're not from the Ringworld either.
Well, I naturalized, right? I've been around. I was certainly
the
born here.
family originally is from elsewhere, but then again, so is everybody else.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was. I think it's hilarious that, you know, you're fine working with elementals, and I'm
Mhm.
not, and it's just
All right. So you
Very
figure
funny.
you've got enough rivets to where it can come apart.
okay.
Uh, you just prying it off, or you gonna?
I'm going to point it out over the water.
Mm.
So that way, when it bursts out of there, as I expect it's going to, it won't damage any portion of the ship.
All right. Uh, you remove the last little bit, and the glass plate almost cannons off as the pressure inside bursts out. And you see the form, like the very vaporous form of the elemental, shoot out, growing in size to a bit closer to your stature. The air all around you becomes torrential. That can be used for wind, right? As
Blustery.
blustery. That's a good one. The elemental tears out of the contraption. You hear cries of alarm as it thunders past some of the other sailing ships. Circles around, scoops up past the crow's nest. Bjorn, roll me acrobatics.
Turbulent. That's 16.
16. You stay in the crow's nest. You don't fall over at all. But your hair gets messed up. Something fierce. And then the elemental returns down to the deck. Looking vaguely humanoid. It's got some arms. Its eyes are still there.
I'm going to hand its former cage to it, in case it has any leftover animosity.
Hmm.
Open
Keep
palm.
it. Keep it.
Throw it in my pocket.
Thank you, Hell.
I bow, knowing that it is speaking in primordial.
In the future,
Okay. Is it speaking in common? So
it's
that
speaking primordial.
okay.
Son of a gun. Can I? Oh, wait.
Damn it. We almost knew what your name was.
Yeah, it was close.
Oh, it's too late to say, can I have comprehended languages at some point?
Yeah, if you
Probably.
didn't say that when the original negotiations were going on.
I could have done that the whole time.
Yes. Like, I was just sitting there, I was like, wonder if he's gonna do that, but no.
Nah. I just realized when I was like, oh yeah, I wouldn't have known the name thing, and I was like, but I could.
Yeah, because, like, even
I
then,
don't.
I had a way where you could have done it without getting passenger, because it understands
Mhm.
common, and you could understand primordial. If you had used comprehend languages.
Yep.
Instead, you went and got tell.
Which is great, honestly. I'm so here for all of this.
Yeah.
I didn't have my thinking.
They
cap
had a
on right
lot
there.
more fun than if they had stayed on the rat stomping boat.
You know, that's true. Yeah, I'm not.
We had
Yeah.
a lot of fun stomping rats. I just turn on my, I just go nuclear and fry them all. You guys haven't seen me go nuclear yet.
No, I'm delighted for the day we do.
Horror breach
Yeah.
imminent.
So, the elemental,
I don't mean my
Is-
equipment. I mean me.
before you guys, I thank you for setting me free. The future, should we cross paths again, I will owe you a favor. Unless, of course, you should make the request today.
Do as you will, Exelos.
It nods and then
Company.
dissipates and flies away.
I turn to the captain and inform him that the hold has been dried out, and as have the sails and ropes that were waterlogged previously.
You see the captain, he's got his thumbs hooked in like the lapels of his jacket. Oh, it's a shame we couldn't have hooked that elemental up to the ship. Oh, we would have been the
I
best
imagine
delivery vessel in this side of the ring. Any side of the ring.
Not while we're moored in this bay. I am afraid that keeping him locked up while we're sitting still wouldn't have gone very well. Let's worry about
go.
worry about getting everything delivered and getting out of and back on into the shipping lanes. We'll see him again. Exelos will be around.
Fingers crossed. We really would have made a name for ourselves then. Anyway.
I'm gonna shout down. We would have been the best delivery boat on the inside of the ring.
Yeah, there's no delivery boats on the outside.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna open my notebook and poke at the front page, and then close my notebook again.
He said any side of the ring, and Obsidian went, I don't want to be on the outside of the ring.
All right. Is there anything anybody else wants to do tonight?
Crap.
I want to remember to comprehend languages at the appropriate time.
If not, we'll go to the next day. Because I'm not going to lie, I didn't think the day before the festival was the day we were going to spend 3.5 hours on. I should have. I should have expected that, but
I was gonna say if I mean, well, what? Wait, is it already after 3?
Yeah.
it is 3:30.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, are we looking to just like call it here pretty soon then?
I mean, so if we can call it here, and then next time we can still run some festival stuff with Cameron around.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the festival would be a great distraction for whatever nefarious things we plan on doing.
Also true.
Yeah, I'd be fine with either. It just feels like getting into anything else now, we're not really going to get very far into it. So
Yeah. So yeah, we can call it here. The 3 C's. Questions, comments, concerns.
Do you know how to spell?
Yes, why?
All right, never mind.
That's a letter. It's used in spelling.
Carry on.
I don't have any luggage.
I'm gonna have to charge you $35 for that, sir.
Yeah, do you all have fun?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Just like,
Despite it being a filler episode.
yeah, sometimes
Oh,
filler
okay.
episodes are the best, but I was just like, no, we are not hooking this thing up to the airship. It destroyed a box. I don't want it destroying the ship.
I mean, a ship is just a bigger box.
But it's a box that can move.
Yeah,
Oh, that was something.
you don't want a box that can move to suddenly not be moving. Like, that's asking for trouble.
All right.
I hope that guy finds closure with his dad and his brother.
His dad's dead. His brother's dead.
I really hope he
What
finds
closure do you want
right?
him to find?
He didn't seem to have trouble.
He had
conversing with the dead
closure.
man.
You opened it. You unclosured it.
No, guys. His other brother is not dead because Moose described a photo of a dad and 3 sons.
Yeah.
I did not describe what the third son was doing or whether or not he was dead.
He was in a box.
Yeah, he's
We know
specifically.
that the dad is dead, and we know that one son is dead. We know that the second son is working at the shop. We don't know what happened to son 3.
Son 3 was already dead. It was the picture at the funeral.
Oh man, I love when you guys latch on to stuff like this.
that was a lot.
Oh boy, howdy.
I honestly thought just doing a short little tinkering job was going to not take forever. Okay.
And here we are. I thought you guys were gonna wrestle Aurochs. Instead, you guys scared a
I was
sailor,
ready
and
to wrestle Aurochs too, okay?
but
I gotta add a
then Bjorn was like, "No, I like tinkering stuff, and we got Elgavar here. Let's
made
find a
sense.
tinkering job."
It made
And
sense.
then Bjorn did no tinkering at all.
Like I had,
Whoa now. I
he
helped
fixed
at
a
the
wagon
beginning.
wheel.
Yeah, I did the wagon wheel.
But I had prepared in my head like what you guys were gonna be doing with these Aurochs, and then you completely did not go with the Aurochs, and
I mean, you can
now
only blame
there's an air
yourself
elemental.
for. You can only blame yourself for narrating the guy who snaked the job.
Yep.
the fact that we double nat 20'd. Steven was like, I guess I have to give you the tinker job now.
Like I didn't have to, but the check wasn't that high, so I had no reason not to. Like you were very convincing, and you put on a good performance to make it convincing. The sailor was convinced to the point where he was like,
Sorry, go ahead.
like he was just convinced to the point where it's like, yeah, it's just a job. I'll go wrestle a Titanic mountain goat.
That dwarf would have gotten nothing done if that sailor had gone to help him at the shop.
How do you know? He could have been a great tinkerer.
Nah.
You're making some broad assumptions here.
Not better than my guy Sid over here.
You know, I don't think they're really broad assumptions given that the sailor was a guy.
Nice.
Whoa. Next level. Oh boy, that was...
Yeah. Oh, anybody got anything else?
Still trying to stack potions.
I'm so glad we're level 4. That's so cool.
Oh yeah, having hit level 4 now was really, that was a treat.
You guys, hey, come on now.
Kidding.
Start all over again.
In their
Wait,
defense,
what?
that was me.
What just happened?
What?
I flicked Stan's potions.
Oh. Oh, that.
Do you know how hard it is to... I spend hours stacking these things.
I looked at it earlier and went, that's precarious, and then I just looked away. Oh, gosh. Someone put the dragon back to sleep, I see.
That was me.
Keurig the mammoth.
Alright,
Yeah.
guys, I appreciate you, but I've been dying all day.
Yeah, go get rest. Good session day. See you guys next time.
Have a good night, Amanda.
Yeah, have a good
See
one.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
I'm glad that some of these goblins now have some fun new names.
Newer names?
They weren't all named before.
Why is one named Merlin? He's not magic.
You don't have to be a wizard to be named Merlin, sir.
Yes. Yes, you do.
No, you don't. I knew a guy named Merlin.
And he was magical.
Oh, he was an old guy that worked at the
Why
grocery
is one
store.
just called He Who Lies?
He's got a dark past. You don't know.
Does
You don't know
he?
what he's been through. Yes. There's gonna be a whole backstory. All right.
No, no, there's not. I'm the backstory guy. There's gonna be no backstory. Anyway, I'm gonna get going. Good session today. It's been a pleasure.
Goblins in my world.
Yep. Check you later, Moose. Hopefully we'll see you later tonight.
Yeah, I'll send you a text, see if you guys are still going.